Exactly. There we go. That's fine.
Turn this shit off.
We have to add each other so that it can show up on our stories.
Welcome to Make It Make Sense, guys. We are live, back in action again. New episode, beautiful girls, and we're gonna have some fucking fun today. This is Make It Sense, where if you're gonna come on here and debate about relationships and male and female dynamics and dating, you're gonna have to make it make sense. You can't just say things to say things. Feelings aren't facts, and it needs to make sense if you're going to yap while being on it. With that being said, couple announcements. I don't know where the fuck Dennis is at, so I'm doing all the
Like Dennis, if you're listening.
camera switching here today on my own, and all of the sound effects. So
he's basically like, give me my flowers.
yeah, we're gonna
One
do
man
it.
show over here.
What else? You guys like, share, follow, subscribe, all of those things. And if you want to come on the fucking show, come on the show. It's not scary. You're going to be fine on camera. And honestly, you're not that fucking important. Nobody gives a damn about what you say on here or don't say on here. Like, it'll be okay. And
Everyone cares.
I mean, well, maybe you might go viral.
Right.
So, what else? Today I bought some shoes from a drug dealer. The only bad part was that I wasn't sure what he laced them with, so I was tripping all day.
Were the laces on the shoes?
Wow.
It was a dad joke.
Yeah.
I just wanted to...
I'm like, I really wanted to know.
You're like, you put the laces in your mouth?
I'm done. He's like, get the fuck off
Are you
my
high
podcast.
Right?
I'm still dripping balls.
That made it so much better.
Believe that I cared for you.
Right.
Get out! Just go! We are through! Through!
First
Because
and last
of your
debut.
actions,
It's
you
okay.
scorpion woman!
After you just said no one cares, it's fine.
Right.
Right? Yeah. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm all self-esteem on the floor.
You're like, okay, I gotta go. Bye.
So we're going to go around the table, introduce these lovely ladies. I'm going to need your name, age, what you do for a living.
ASL.
ASL what?
Age, sex, location. That used to be like AOL. That used to be an AOL thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the old one here, and I didn't know that. Name, age. You threw me off. Name, age,
What
you
do.
do for a living, and your current dating status. And if you want to, tell us about your number of sexual partners. Just kidding.
On the intro?
Huh?
On the intro?
On the intro.
Yeah, just let them know.
Here's my resume.
31.
Right.
Whoa.
Is that your age or?
Hopefully.
Damn. Someone woke up with violence.
Fuck. Whoa.
And we will start with you, lovely lady.
We don't slut shame.
You stupid.
My name is Jessica. I am 32 years old. And what do I do for a living? I am a stay-at-home mompreneur. That bitch. I basically just do whatever I want and get paid to be me.
Oh, yeah.
And trying to raise kids, I guess. I'm just kidding. And then my current dating status is I'm in a relationship with Troy and, talking to a few women.
That was longer than I thought it was going to be.
That noise.
Yeah. Name, age, dating. Okay, your turn.
All right. I'm Ashley, and where's the camera at, too? We have like
on
10
you.
in here. I don't know.
I know. I get so nervous.
I'm like, am I across?
I just look at the TV the whole time.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
I'm 34, about to be 35 in December. And I actually do commercial work, so acting, modeling, and then I'm a server at a steakhouse. But right now I'm injured, so I'm actually starting to sell solar. So if anybody wants my solar, hit me up. And then also working at a wellness center.
Nice, that's a lot.
Love that.
Current dating status?
Oh, single.
Okay. And Miss Katie, or well, you can tell them your name.
So my name's Katie. I'm 33. I'm a hypnotherapist and therapist and healer and weirdo.
Therapist?
All the things. Yeah, it's a therapist who reads tarot cards.
Oh, that sounds like too close to terrorist.
Could be that too.
Just like therapist, it's like
Could be that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I get it. I tried
be
to get
that.
rid of the therapist because, like,
it looks like the hard
Yeah.
R word.
No, mine's more.
grapist.
Mine's
Yeah.
more of not that kind of pissed. It's more of the tarot. I'm 33, and what was the other one?
Dating status?
Single.
Well, all right. So,
What about you?
oh shit.
Yeah.
I guess I can use this angle. I am Troy. I'm 36 as of yesterday.
Wait.
Subtly.
So just turned 36 yesterday, and I am a barber shop owner. I am a podcaster. I am a dad. I am a well-rounded, all-around, everyday player, and that's
Been
what I
working in the
that's what I
adjectives.
do for a living.
To name a few.
And I do all this stuff. Name 8. How I told her how old I am, what I do for a living, and my dating status is I'm with the old ball and chain over there, and she likes girls. We see girls together and separately, and that's how we get down. And we're trying to add 1 or 2 more to this lovely abode. Yeah.
Nailed it.
So, without further ado, let's get this fucking show rolling.
Let's get the show on the road.
Yeah, let's start off with some fun. So, who's responsible for hookup culture? And we will start with you, Katie. What is your opinion, and what is your opinion on hookup culture, and who started it? Who's responsible?
I really didn't want to start, but I'll start. It's fine. Who's responsible? I don't know. I think both. I don't know if it's like 50-50. I think both men and women are responsible for hookup culture, and that is lack of communication, lack of integrity, and I think a lot of people want to have their cake and eat it too. I think I said that right. And what is it? Like they want like the sex, but they don't want everything that comes with it.
Like lust?
Lust. Yeah. So I think we're all at fault for it, honestly.
Lust driven.
Lust driven. Yeah. And like just lack of discipline in general, and everybody is gonna make you be more impulsive. And so you're gonna want something that's like quick, easy. So
I mean, that's what society felt like made everything. Everything's fast receiving.
yeah, I don't really fuck with hookup culture, so I don't know. Like, I don't. And I just don't. I don't know. Like, I don't know who to blame, and I don't really want to blame because I think it's both people. Both.
Who do you think is most responsible for it? Like, why do you think it's a thing?
The Kardashians. I blame Kim.
She blames Kim, and it was the take pump. Right?
Yeah, you come up, just get in the sex game.
Cameron, go back upstairs and watch your iPad.
You guys can keep going. It's your turn. You have more than Kim. Oh,
Hey, mamas.
come on, girl.
Sorry about that. Baby in the room. So she should be asleep. Ashley, who do you think is most responsible for hookup culture?
I think it's a hard question, like she said. I think it's both sides as well. I feel like last generation of parents, everybody's emotionally damaged and nobody wants to deal with their problems. And when you actually love somebody and care for somebody versus just hooking up with somebody, you can stay running and hiding from your problems. I think we're a generation of like really fucked up people. I just feel like nobody wants to deal with things because you meet people that are healed and you see it instantly on them versus the people that still have their head in the sand.
So you think it's everyone's fault?
Well, yeah, because people don't want to take the long haul and like get healed, get therapy, do the things to actually feel something. The hookup culture is easy to just like fill a quick void
There's
without.
no accountability in hookup culture.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like it's
Chapstick.
quick. You know, it's just like
Yeah, it's just like alcohol
I don't need to
or
give you much other than
substances.
sex.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's sex. It turned into a bigger. It's more acceptable now too. Everybody thinks it's okay to just live that lifestyle. Like people promote it, and it, like I mean, even look at the blow up on like OnlyFans. And I have friends that only do OnlyFans. You know, like to each their own. But that also influences the dating culture.
Okay.
I love that answer.
And you?
I would say nightlife culture and social media. Because, let me explain the nightlife culture. Because I think you were the last generation. Well, I don't even know. I saw it on Instagram.
Fucking call me old.
It's
No.
okay, I'm right there too.
Us both. Like when I turned 21, there wasn't bottle service.
Don't take it back.
Oh yeah, the bottle service like
There wasn't
yeah.
bottle service. You actually danced, and a lot of people like you would dance with people, and it was like platonic. Of course, like people took people home, you know, here and there, but it wasn't like people showed up in like regular clothes.
So you're saying like nightlife culture?
yeah,
Okay.
nightlife culture
Yeah.
with like bottle service and stuff. Because then it was like a
show off.
yeah, like how much can you spend? Oh well, I'm buying you all these drinks plus a bottle. So like there's like this expectation. But before I felt like nightlife, even our parents, it was like go out, dance on the town, have some fun, and it wasn't like people were. I'm sure people were hooking up, but it wasn't as popular
Yeah.
as now. And then as far as social media, it's just everyone is so accessible. Like you look up someone's name on like Facebook, MySpace, fucking Tumblr.
MySpace.
Like yeah, because
No,
that
it's-
was like the era
okay,
of
that's
like
when it
you just
started.
looked up
Yeah, yeah.
you look up
You're
their
right,
name,
you're right, you're
all of a sudden like you don't even have to get to know someone because you already see it right on their page.
Yeah.
Like you have their age, their sex, their location, what school they went to, who they dated in the past, like who their top 8 are. Like you don't even have to ask questions anymore. It's just like
Yeah.
right there. I'm like, we had to go knock on people's doors. Like, is so and so home? Or like call somebody's house phone. And you know, men had to like actually talk to someone's dad. Like, can I take your daughter out? And now it's like all of that is bypassed.
Like the
Yeah.
chase, the chase is just like different.
yeah, and
Yeah,
then
it's different.
because it's more acceptable too. It's like, of course, you know, you're gonna wear more provocative clothing when you're in the nightlife culture, or like the
Like a
go-go
right.
dancers and the, you know, the bottle service. Of course, the more alcohol, the more you're just twisted into doing things you wouldn't do sober. So I would say, yeah, nightlife culture and social media, because social media too is like not slut shaming and just like live your life, do whatever you want, be happy in this moment, YOLO. And it's like then you YOLO too hard and you're
Yeah.
like, oh,
You're
what
like
am I
all
doing?
hurt.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
You're like, why am I so jaded? And then you're like, oh shit.
Yeah. It's such
What
an
did I
emotional
do?
fuck up.
Yeah. So I think that we're all just desensitized, and the societal norm is hookup culture now. Like if you tell somebody you're waiting, they're like, all right,
Why?
fucking corny. But
Yeah.
like, nerd. What?
Exactly.
Or it's like, you know, my family values, I was taught this way. They're like, okay, well, you're a bigot. Like, oh, okay.
They're like, yeah. Not calling her back.
Yeah.
They're like, nah.
Even though I think that for dating, you know, it's like if someone is to be more modest, you're like more interested in that. You're like, huh, there
You
is
would
that
think.
chase. You would think.
Yeah. But we
But-
live, like you said, we live in like
But-
a fast culture.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
would we even group like dating apps into that? Social media?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I would say because it's just
People
it's
are just
easy.
accessible by their fingertips. You could like hit somebody up for a booty call right this very second with like no effort, just to
Ass
view
and
up.
pizza being ordered on your fucking
Yeah,
phone. That's fucking, It's just
literally.
fucking weird to
It
me.
is so
It's-
strange.
I cannot wrap my head around it.
Hey with a few Y's. But yeah, and I wouldn't say it's just men or just women. I feel like it's both, because women also want that instant gratification. Like, we don't even care to be chased anymore. We're like, you know, there are some men who think that they're like the passenger princess, like, you know, the prize. And then there's some women who are just like, that's all I want from them. You know, and a lot of roles are reversing. I'm like, there's a lot of hormones in the water.
Yeah, there is. Everything's getting twisted.
There's just like a lack of intimacy too. So
Yeah.
if we just hook up and it's quick, I don't have to worry about like holding your hand because that makes me
Feelings.
nervous or like feelings and shit
Intimacy
like that.
scares people.
Intimacy
They're like,
scares
you're
people.
looking in my eyes too much. You're like, can you turn your head while we have sex? Thanks. Like,
Again, generation of fucked up people running from their feelings.
they're like, we can fuck, but why are you trying to kiss me? Mm-hmm. That's a little too intimate. Like you do anal with
Are
someone.
you done?
And the next day, you weren't even paying attention. To
I was paying attention to everything you guys were saying.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
I have a question. So who decides who gets sex?
Who decides who gets sex?
Yeah, who
I think
decides?
women.
Yeah.
Women decide.
The
Yeah, women
entrance.
do. Obviously, otherwise it's a crime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that being said, don't you think that women have a lot to do with hookup culture since you guys hold the power to who gets sex or not?
Definitely.
So, I mean, if I were going to answer this question, who's more responsible for hookup culture, I would say that women play the biggest part in it because of this whole sexual liberation movement and being able to do any and everything you want to do without what seem to have been consequences. But as you get older and things start to pass and life starts to pass you by, you realize there actually were consequences for actions. But in the moment, it didn't matter. So social media is huge because of the amount of access that women have to the
who it
top tier men. You know what I'm saying? So that's something you guys can't overlook, which is that women tend to only sleep with the top 10% or so of men. You know what I mean? Because most men can't hook up with you. And if you don't, or not just you, but most women, like,
Is it like a standard? Is that what you mean? Like when you say top 10%?
yeah.
Okay.
So women are hooking up because women are only attracted to a certain type of man. So it's easy to hook up with that man because you're attracted to him and you get to do whatever you want. But most men who talk to you, you turn down. Most men who come up to you, I mean, out of 100 men who come up to you, how many are you hooking up with? Maybe one or two? Okay, so if you guys are the one picking the one or two, who do you think the one or two that you're picking are? The same men. And women seem to just ignore that part when it comes to finding a partner and not understanding that he's not going to be a one-woman man because he doesn't have to be, because he's one of those top 10% men. You see what I'm saying? So he has tons of options, just like you always have had tons of options, right? Now, that's like hookup culture really doesn't affect the average man. He's not just running around here hooking up with people. You don't even see the average man, right? We could do it right now. We could leave here, go to Chick-fil-A inside and order food. And when we left, I would ask you to describe the man who checked us out. And none of you would be able to do it because you don't see him.
I feel like most women are like that. I'm not.
Well, I mean, generally
But
speaking,
generally
yes.
speaking, absolutely. I agree with you. That's why I said Kim Kardashian.
Well,
Because you know what I mean? She made it
it's
good
the
for
it's the social media thing, the
Absolutely.
whole access
sexual
to,
movement too.
you know.
Like everyone
But I mean-
makes it acceptable.
Well, I just think that no one ever holds women accountable for the choices that they make until it's too late, and then they're upset about it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But do you think that men are not responsible at all? Or do you think, because I agree with you. I think that I just don't know like the exact percentage, but do you think that men are somewhat responsible for it?
I mean, the old saying is women sleep with who they want to, men sleep with who they can. So, and I think that's the biggest one of the biggest divides in this whole dating situation period when it comes to male and female is women do not understand that even men like Drake get turned down by women. You don't get turned down by men. If you're throwing yourself at him, I mean, it happens, but very seldomly.
But women get turned down.
Sure, but
Okay.
on a scale of probabilities, if I talk to 100 women, 1 or 2 are going to let me hit. If you talk to 100 men, 98 of them are going to let you hit.
Touche.
So,
Two chains.
right? So that's why, like, how can you really hold men accountable for it?
think men-
women are the ones like allowing it.
I guess, but I feel like the accountability for men is like they're gonna say whatever they need to get in their pants, and so women hear words, not actions, and so that's why they're fed these lies like, oh, he did this sweet thing for me, and he told me good morning, beautiful.
But that only
like,
works for men that they're attracted to. Because,
true, but I'm just saying,
so where's
they're
where's
saying-
her accountability? Because
No, there's accountability on her part, but I'm also saying like men
What's
are
his?
saying stuff they don't mean to get something that they want.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
that's all men. So what I'm saying.
But were they saying that before hookup culture? Is what I'm saying. They
Oh
were,
yes, men have always lied to women.
but they also were. They were
so?
probably a lot more
Absolutely. You
think so?
chivalrous.
Absolutely. Yeah, they were.
saying
They were more
better
chivalrous.
things
Yeah, they were more
than lying
chivalrous.
to
but that's-
100 women to get one of the 100.
Well, yeah,
Wow.
no, that's based on access. You know, the hot girl before the social media explosion was the one. The hot girl at the school was the one who got to date the quarterback, and maybe somebody from another school or another close town. You know what I mean? But now, and that's any and everywhere. But now, an 8 in Iowa has access to millionaires in Miami. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Because of
it's
social
true.
media.
Yes, because of social media, because there's
Yeah.
more access to it.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the men saying these things to get what they want from the women, you have to take into consideration that every man who's talking to her is saying those same things, but these men are ignored. She's accepting what's being said and lied to by this man because she's attracted to him. You see what I'm saying? Because Fat Fred and Weird Walter and Tubby Tim, like those guys say the same things. Like, oh, I'll do anything for you. I'll buy you this. I'll do that. They'll simp all over the place and get ignored. But because she's attracted to him, she can make the excuse. That's what we talked about on the last episode. Women have been lied to since the time they were little girls. Women lie to each other. Women lie to themselves, and men lie to women. It's just like that's how people talk to women, and that's how women talk to each other, is through sugarcoats. So, I mean,
I feel like
if
there's not a lot of
anybody-
standards being passed down to anybody. Like, men aren't men anymore. They're not being raised by men who are like, this is how you court a woman. This is how you change a
The
tire.
lack of the
this is how-"
father is really important.
But there's also
Okay, but why
lack of-
is that?
But
Hold
listen,
on.
there's also lack of the mothers or the fathers saying like being real with the women, like keep your body count low and like don't get a bunch of tattoos, don't whatever, deface whatever, and they're like, I'm liberated by doing everything a man can do, and they're like, that's not the point. Like, to be a lady. I don't think a lot of women want to be ladies because their mom and dad aren't teaching them, just like the mom and dad aren't teaching men. And there are, what you were going to say, why men aren't men is why.
Yeah, well, what for what you said, the reason women and men aren't being taught what they're supposed to be taught is because there's not two parents in the household. And why is that? Because of the access women have to top tier men that they think that are attainable. Social media
Because of hookup culture.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
They got pregnant, they kept it.
Well,
liberated,
people got pregnant
and
back in
then
the day
raised.
the same way. They met somebody out at a bar, had sex with them, but they were able to contact them because the access was afar. You only went so far. You went to your job, you went home, everybody knew each other in the town.
Exactly.
you
know what
weren't
I mean?
updating like where you're having lunch and shit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you were able to find that person and you guys made a relationship happen. You know what I mean?
That old school way.
But the thing is now that feminism is exploded the way it has, women are independent, don't need a man, and sit there and leave, and then raise these men and women not having a man to show them that this isn't acceptable for the man that you want, and teaching men how to be men, because she can do it on her own. She's got her own car, she's got her own house, she's got her own job, she can pay her own bills, so she don't need no man. Meanwhile, the kids suffer when it comes to being raised. So again, whose fault was that?
But it's important for single mothers to be mindful of who they're dating because that their kids are seeing how their moms are being treated. So it's really important
It's
for women
always
to have
mindful for that, but
high standards.
What I'm
for
saying
men.
is that a lot more people in this generation, in this dating culture today, would be a lot better off if they were raised in a 2-parent household.
I agree.
And that 2-parent household would have been able to be a thing if women didn't buy so hard into this feminist movement of I can do it all on my
But
own.
not all women are buying into that, though.
But
A
that's
majority, though.
majority.
Yeah.
Everything I'm
for
saying
sure.
is on
No,
a
it is
general
majority.
scale.
I definitely bought into it. I was definitely raised into it, and then something like clicked in me when I was like, why, like, what am I doing all this for, you know? So I definitely see the split in that, but I agree that it is fucked up a lot as far as like dating goes, because like now we're dating, or we're trying to date men who lacked that, you know, mother father presence, and that's really hard.
But also the women are lacking, like you guys are, not you guys in particular, but a lot of women who are now seeing it for what it is and trying to tap into their feminine are having a hard time becoming that because you've been independent for so long.
Right.
And then also having a hard time trying to find somebody who can allow you to lean into that femininity.
Because we have to be able to trust them to lead.
Yeah, exactly. And these men don't have skills because they were raised by a single parent, right? And
Mommy issues.
Mommy issues,
Are
daddy
a real
issues,
thing.
whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
The problem is that even though the access is great, access to said high value man or a woman or whatever is greater, shit hasn't really changed. That's the one thing that I've noticed about social media in particular, is that social media has made unrealistic shit, good or bad, seem attainable. So what I mean by that is women think that this 6 foot, 6 pack, 6 inches, 6 figures, handsome, charming, romantic, funny, dangerous, can fight, is a thug but writes poetry, charming, all of these things, gentleman, and he wants her and only her, and she's a 6, right? They think that that's attainable. A lot of people think that becoming a YouTube sensation is attainable. A lot of people think that becoming an influencer is attainable. A lot of people think that that lifestyle is attainable. But before the access, that same lifestyle wasn't attainable for most. It's the 1%ers, okay, who actually get to do it, right? Flip the script. I can admit, me personally, am a weak-ass parent when it comes to letting kids be kids, right? When I was 7 and 8, like my 7 and 8 year olds, I could go all the way down to this cul-de-sac. I could probably go around that corner and be gone all fucking day.
Until the lights turn on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My parents had no idea where I was and didn't
Yeah.
care. My children don't go in the driveway without me. Yeah. Why? Because social media has made shit that doesn't happen for everyone. Happens,
That's
but
a really good point.
very rarely attainable.
That's a good point.
Seem attainable. For instance, you guys remember when you were 7, 8 years old and you're playing tag or any kind of baseball, catch, football, whatever, in the middle of the street. Car, everybody runs to the side.
Yeah.
Car,
You had that one homie that was like car watch.
yeah.
Yeah.
Then you got back to playing.
Yeah.
We just think our kids are going to get mauled by a fucking car coming down driving 15 miles per hour in a residential neighborhood. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
different, yeah.
I was on my bike all day. Bro, at 9 years old, I'm 8 miles away from the house. Can you imagine your fucking 9-year-old being 8 miles away from the house and you have no idea where they're at?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
No
like,
cell phones.
Yeah. And
No
water.
phones. You just come home
we did
before
all
it
that shit in the
starts.
summer with no water.
not one school. I probably went to like 7 or 8 different schools from elementary to high school. Not one of those schools did any kid from any of those schools ever get kidnapped.
Right.
We heard about kidnapping, but we never knew nobody who got kidnapped. Now, mind you, this is generally speaking. I know people do know people who got kidnapped,
Right.
but that shit doesn't happen. But that's the fear that we live with. We think that shit's attainable, and it's not. So we're weak ass parents and delusional daters. You know what I'm saying? So
I agree.
Let me write
I
that
agree.
down.
and
No, it's true. I agree.
and we're also, I mean, all of it when it comes to entrepreneurship, money. Like there wasn't this many fucking entrepreneurs when my parents were coming
No,
up. It
it's
just
ridiculous.
wasn't.
It's
You know what I mean?
ridiculous. You could do anything and become like that girl that's like selling her farts in jars.
Yeah.
That's so fucking ridiculous. And so many women like
Farts, feet, panties,
Yes.
all of this. Women can just monetize
insane.
anything because that's those men
Yes.
that women don't notice
Are
who
you
aren't
serious?
getting fucked.
yes. Yeah, she gets paid like 5 G's or something.
A lot of people
Like,
can
it's
sell your socks
crazy.
too. Like,
Yeah, you
if they
work
have a
out in your
smell on it.
clothes. Yeah, you work out in your clothes. You can sell it.
Stinky
It's
panties.
crazy.
I don't want to be here.
No, and
God,
unfortunately,
take me home.
God.
and like part of the problem is people are just chasing like the bullshit now too.
Yeah.
Everybody wants like this lavish lifestyle and like
Nobody wants to
flashy.
do the
I work
fucking
in
work.
Scottsdale and I'm like originally from up north by Sedona, Cottonwood. So working in Scottsdale, we saw rich people obviously. Sedona's like very wealthy and I worked at a steakhouse up there. So, but that wealthy was different. That was like old money. And now
Like
I'm in-
generational money? Like they had like their
no,
family
they're
on
like
the land?
old people. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot
That
of
was just young people trying to look cool and take pictures.
now it's like these, yeah, it's just different. It's just flashy. Everybody's trying to impress with money, and all women are putting out there for men is like, show me what you make. You know, like men will come to me and just be like, I can take you anywhere. It's like, why? Why? Like, what do you do? Like, who are you? Like, why would I go on an airplane with you? But unfortunately, I see it all the time where women make it okay to like be
Yeah.
approached like that. And to me, it's crazy because I'm like,
Yeah.
are you a good person?
Like, what
do you
book
actually
are you reading right now? What book are you reading right now?
me?
No.
No.
Oh,
That's
the
what
guy.
she
Yeah,
meant.
I'm like, what? Oh, like,
That's what I would ask.
That's
yeah.
what I get for laughing at your moment earlier.
Was I there?
His dad joke.
Oh my gosh.
That was like
I'm the
my
tallest
instant
one here.
karma. But yeah, anyways, it's just like that's what women are presenting on the table because I see a difference in the women I meet in the city versus up north. Like the women up north don't operate that way. Like it's just very different.
It's different in
It's
rural
very
areas.
different.
I mean, they're raised in tighter knit families.
More traditional.
Yeah.
They're more traditional.
Well, when I first got here, you know, people were like, wow, I would think you have a high following. I was like, what's that even mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so the modeling and acting, like, I've only been doing a year, and that's just because I moved to the city and it fell in my lap. So, like, before that, I didn't even take selfies. So,
I love that
it's just,
for you.
I feel like this whole, it's honestly a lot to do with social media, period. Like, that's just changed everything. And I feel like organic experiences, when you meet people organically, are always more connections and could be deeper, but people are just always on their phone.
Yeah.
I worked in Sedona, one of the most beautiful restaurants in the world, and people would be there on their phones the whole time while they have a date across from them. And it's insane. It's like, look out the window. Like, what? You're in one of the most beautiful places
we
in the
definitely
world.
have a socially awkward generation too. Like
The worst.
you had to know how to talk to people. Like you
Yeah.
had to call them on an actual fucking landline.
Yeah.
You had to talk to their parents. You had to go-
Exactly.
it's just like hanging
Hey,
outside.
Mrs. Johnson.
Yeah.
Is Jessica there?
Right?
Yeah.
Now you have to
You
like
knocked on the fucking door. And
Yeah.
when somebody knocked on the door, everybody in the house was excited. Like,
Yeah.
everybody's here. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Now somebody knocks on your door, like, are you
Who the
fucking
fuck
expecting
is here?
somebody?
Yes.
Or they look at the ring and they're like, we're not answering that.
yeah.
Everyone be
Yeah.
quiet. We're not
Or
answering
like
that.
if you're going on a date, you're just like you're like, I'm here.
Yeah.
Cameron, what are you doing? What are you doing? You want to be on camera? Go sit with mommy. Are you going to be a podcast?
Say hi,
Talk in
Mama.
the microphone.
Say hi.
Look right here.
Do it in the microphone. Say hi.
I want to get her headphones.
You want to get a headphone?
Yeah.
What color is daddy? What
It's-
color is daddy?
Daddy's niece, light skin.
You're
How old are you?
4.
When's your birthday?
Our birthday's June 27th.
a
What's your favorite song?
I don't know.
Cameron, are you that girl?
Yeah.
Hey.
Let's say the never daddy. I want a baby daddy music.
Oh
You
my.
want that? She likes the Drake song, The Rich Baby
The one
Daddy.
with the
I feel like every kid likes that right now. My niece gets down to that.
That's it. It's a coochie breeze. Hands on the knees. Hands on.
You're crazy.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
We're live, Cameron. You were making us look like
You're
terrible
like, speaking
parents.
of values.
No, my little niece dances so hard to that.
Speaking of two-parent households,
You're trying to have like a 5-parent household right now,
Right.
Ethan.
Oh, that's funny. How cute.
okay, you gotta go to bed. Mommy's gonna take you to bed.
She's like, okay.
Love you.
See you later.
I love her.
Wow.
She
Sorry
really
for
likes
that
that
interruption, but she's the star of the show.
She
That's,
likes that song.
I guess that's what stay-at-home moms raise. Anyway. Okay. It's good.
Next
Everything's
question.
going good. Yeah. What's a red flag job for a man or a woman to have? We'll start with you.
Oh, this is like
Cell phone sales. It's definitely
What?
T-Mobile guy.
like a Verizon guy, T-Mobile guy.
Why? Wait. I mean, I get it, but why?
I just have had the experiences when I was younger that it was like if you met someone, they're like, oh yeah, I work at Verizon, or like, come get your phone upgraded, or like, you know, come visit me at work. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Sensational.
But yeah, I would say cell phone.
I feel like if Future wasn't a rapper, he'd be a cell phone person, a cell phone seller.
What else? Yeah, it's probably like club promoters. Like if someone told me they worked at, I haven't like been in the dating scene for a while, so I'm like, what was it before I was here? Part-time jobs. I have a part-time job. That was like working like 4-hour shifts. No break, no lunch, just like I'm going into work.
You're fucking rude.
I'm like,
Let me see your pay stubs before I go. I need to see how many hours you put in.
How much overtime?
no, I would definitely say those are like the top red flag ones. Like I'm like, part-time job? What do you mean?
So like, where's the other part?
What? Just one too.
Yeah.
It's like, so you live with your parents and that's just to pay for like your weed, or like what is happening?
And your gas.
What if they're like, well, I mean, when we were younger, like in our 20s, a lot of people worked part-time jobs because they were going to school. Would that be different, or?
I guess, but typically the guys that I knew, they like either weren't in school,
Oh,
and it was like
part-time.
past that. Yeah, it
Okay.
was. I just worked like 4 hours a day, and they were still complaining about their
Really?
4-hour shift.
Yes,
and lived
but
with their
now I am-
parents.
I am
Their
too
parents
hurt.
paid all their bills.
I am shocked and offended and hurt.
I'm like, you don't know how to pay a bill? That's a lot. Like, so now I have to teach them how to pay a bill, or like I have to pick up a tab, or
When you
go
have to mom
50-50. Yeah,
I don't think I've ever dated somebody who had a part-time job.
I know.
Now that I think about it.
It's really embarrassing, but
I got you beat, girl.
Now I don't work.
I got you beat, girl. It's fine.
Hell yeah. What about you? What are your red flags?
Red flag job. Wait. Well, we'll do men first, and then we'll go back around with women.
This is
Oh, you're talking about women?
No, we'll go back around for women.
Okay.
So do your man shaming, and then
I know
we'll come
this.
back
I
around for
feel
women.
fucked up. I don't like
real.
shaming people because like at least they got a job.
Still, but I mean, a red flag job, just a job that in your head is like, because
not
there's
talking
definitely
shit.
jobs women have that are like,
Yeah.
ooh.
Yeah.
Well,
It's not talking shit if it's facts.
I don't know, cause like it's hard for me because I feel like you're not gonna always be everyone's cup of tea, but somebody will want the fucking cup of tea.
Right.
Like, so I guess if you're saying in general,
Yes.
or like for this generation,
Everything is in
I would say
general.
club promotion. Because if you're trying to settle down and have kids, I don't know, that's what we mean, right? I don't know. I feel that's probably the worst. The club promoters. And I don't know, anybody that leads with money, period. It's just that's just an arrogance and like nastiness to a person. I feel like those two are my red flags. Like even if they have a lot of money, it doesn't matter. If they are like leading with the money, it's like, come on. Why don't you don't have a personality? Like why do you have to lead with that? So I would say those are my two biggest red flags when it comes to
I'll answer
jobs
that
and
in
money.
a second. Why men do
Well,
it.
I know why they do it. I work
Why
in
did they do it?
Scottsdale.
Can you
I get
give me
it,
an
because women,
example?
that's all women chase.
Can you give me an example?
Like, you know, before I even meet someone, they're like, "Ooh, I'll take you on a trip, girl." Like, I'll like, wait a minute, why would I?
Throwing their money
Yeah,
at
yeah,
you?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Wasn't
Like,
sure what you
exactly. You know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of, or like, hey, you know, I got a Lamborghini, and I'm like, cool. What's your name? Like, I don't give a fuck about your money. Like, I don't know. It's just for me, that's
From
really.
jump, you don't, but I'm sure.
Oh yeah, you want someone with a good job and
Yeah.
stable and pays their bills and is an adult. Period.
Yeah.
Period.
Right.
Period.
Adult.
You just don't like the conversation being opened up like
No, because then I feel like that's
Red
a
flag?
like there's something wrong with you if you have to keep chasing. Like you're not healed either if you care still about trying to get a woman that all she cares about is your money.
It's not that. It's that men with money. Here's the thing. Again, those top 10%, even those top 1% of men, 99% of them are already taken.
Yeah.
They lead with money to cut the bullshit.
Yeah.
So
That makes
instead
sense.
of actually going to pay for a prostitute, their money talk is treating you or any woman they're talking to almost as a prostitute.
Exactly.
I don't need
Yeah.
to, but it's not to be offensive. It's to simply,
No.
it's to simply say, this is my shortcut to your draws.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because this works on majority of the
It
women
does
I
work.
talk to.
I see it all
You know
the
what I'm
time.
saying? So
yeah,
it may
yeah,
not be
I
something
get it.
you're into,
Yeah.
but now doesn't mean he's not healed or anything like that, because some men lead with money without saying anything.
Yeah, because they want one thing.
just their-
Because you're talking about for.
I'm talking about like
their
he
presence.
pulls up in the Lamborghini or the Rolls Royce and you see him. He's dressed well. He has an expensive watch that you can tell, and he has status and respect from other men in the room.
That's different.
What I'm
than-
saying is,
yeah.
whether he says it or not, you can see the money.
Yeah.
Which is more appealing than the person who opened the door for him. That man that opened the door for him. You see what I'm saying? So it's not.
No, in general, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What about you? Red flag jobs for a dude to have.
I would say con artists of some. It doesn't have to be like official.
That's valid.
Scammers.
I don't know. Like we don't fuck with scammers. The money that you make has to be intentional. And I get like people don't always love their
Scammers
job.
are intentionally making their money.
Well, that's what I mean. But I don't fuck with that. But you're asking me, and I don't fuck with that.
No, I'm
So,
just
yeah.
saying. You wrote it.
Let me
like it's
flip
gotta be
that 50 on
intentional.
that.
I'm like,
Like the
You get
Tinder
your tax
Twiddler.
return.
I'm like, we could turn $10 into $10,000. Like, DM me. I hate that shit. Like, because the money has to be intentional, and so I just can't.
It is intentional.
I just
Intentionally scamming you.
it's intentionally scamming, and I don't agree with that.
I didn't say you were wrong.
And
I'm just telling you
get,
it's
like-
still intentional.
I get people have those moments where they hate their jobs or they're like frustrated with work, but if somebody hates their job or is always complaining about what they do, whatever that job is, that's typically a red flag
That's
for me
true.
because that breeds
Yeah.
complacency. And I'm like, well, what are you doing about that? You know, and
You're like, what do you want me to do? Retire?
right, like what do you I don't know what if you're coming home and you're like, I hate my fucking job, like what do you want me to do? And I'm supposed to like
Be the
you know,
sugar
the
mama.
feminine is supposed to like help you with your
We're the one
status.
that's like, I hate my job. Can I just stay home? You know, like we're supposed to be doing that.
But we don't. But
Right,
the
then
thing
you're
is,
like,
we
you
love
want me
our
to
fucking
pick up
jobs,
your fucking
right?
slack?
No, because we love our jobs, but I
Yeah.
can't be with somebody who doesn't make their money intentionally and consciously. Like if they're just scamming people out of money and selling something that doesn't work or
So like dirty money.
dirty money. Yeah,
That's a
I
good
can't.
way to
I
put
can't
it.
fuck with dirty money. I just can't. So that personally for me, that would be a red flag. I know people get quick money, and I can't fuck with that.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Starting with you. Red flag jobs for a woman. What would make you judge a bitch?
What was the reason?
I had a reason.
What was the
I had a
reason?
reason.
What was the reason?
It's so loud. I don't want to say I don't judge because I think subconsciously
we all judge.
we're always
We all
doing
judge.
that. I don't mean to.
We all judge. We
Red-
judge people who walk disrespectfully inside of grocery stores. We judge.
How did you know that I do that?
Not you, me.
Yeah, but I totally do that.
Yeah,
Like,
because
I-
it's just something
yeah.
like
Stalker.
I judge the way people walk, the way people drag their feet. I mean, it's just
slow
all kinds
walk.
of
Like
things.
people who walk slow. I'm just like, oh my, I just want to. you know.
It's human nature. So
Okay.
Hey, some of
met a
us are
woman-
injured
This
out
is a
here,
safe
okay?
space. This is a safe space.
I got a cripple walk right now, guys. Relax.
No, it's not.
Just
ego.
kidding.
speed up, bitch.
It's all.
You know how many times I've heard that when I was on my fucking walker sweating?
No, we're talking about intentionally.
I'm just kidding.
We're going back to intention. Everything goes back to intention. Some of these motherfuckers just do it. Red. Okay, what was the question again?
Red flag jobs for a woman.
Porn.
You can't say that on YouTube.
Whoa.
You have to say corn.
Corn.
Wow.
Like OnlyFans? Or
I can't say
straight
corn?
out? No.
Oh shit. Corn.
I said it again.
She said again.
Corn.
Can't say what I just said.
I'm just like, are you saying in general, or if like
That would be like a red flag for dating. Like a man would be like, red flag. Don't want to.
Well, what does
I
that
would think
include? Does
so.
that include like oh, are you saying sex work in general? Like stripping and OnlyFans?
I just to me, I don't know how that could be a healthy relationship. That the man would have to have like insane trust, and I don't know.
Or
I don't
be
know. I've
in the
never
industry, too.
or be in the industry also where it's more understandable. But like if I was a guy, I could not be okay with my woman doing corn.
She belongs to the street.
doing corn.
Okay. You red flag job for a woman?
It's the same answer I have for the man. At least she's working.
Leading with her money?
At least she's working. Yeah, the cougars out there, you know. I don't know.
I'm not
That's
hating. We're
hard.
just talking about dating. You said dating. I'm not hating on people who do that work. But if we're getting in a serious relationship, like
Yeah.
I don't want everybody to see that.
Yeah,
You know?
it's just hard because I've seen relationships work with people that are in the sex industry.
Yeah.
Like I said, everybody
Like they're
has.
married and happy?
Yeah,
That's rare.
it is.
They'd have
It
to have
is.
good boundaries and like
It is.
open communication.
Well, no, but it is like it's rare. I've seen all walks of life in relationships that work, so that's why for me it's
That's
hard
true.
to like judge or, you know, because everybody some men are submissive and want this like crazy powerhouse, but to other men that could be a red flag if a woman is a powerhouse because they don't want to be with another alpha and compete because they're more traditional in that sense, you
But
know.
even most women won't respect that man long term if she's the one who's always wanting
No,
to
that's
play.
not true. I've
said
met
most.
so yeah. But I'm just saying like that's why it's hard because I've seen really like situations for me personally wouldn't work, but I've seen it work with other people. So it's just hard to be like
I mean, I to be perfectly honest, I think just on the outside looking in, it just seems like it works because he doesn't have any other options to go anywhere. Because there's no woman who's going to be able to respect a man that she can walk all over. So she just has somebody who does what she needs him to do, and if she can or wants to, she will fuck somebody else. But he's not going anywhere. So it may work to outside looking in, but happiness doesn't come to a woman from. She cannot be happy with a man that she can't respect. That's just not in a woman's nature.
And in
period.
order for it to be healthy, there has to be the respect.
but I mean like a
believe.
softer man, not necessarily
Even
like too weak, but you know what I mean? Like where he's the calm one, she's the wild one. Like I've seen relationships like that work.
Yeah, I mean,
You know?
that works to an extent, but even so, that type, for instance, a man is a direct reflection of his woman. So if she's wild, loud, drunk, the life of the party and all these other things, and he seems like he has zero control over his relationship, that will cost him in business deals, that will cost him in moving up in his job, that will cost him in every walk of life because nobody's going to trust him to handle business because he can't handle this woman. So,
I guess in general, you're right, but there are the percentages. That's why it's hard. So in general, in broad, like today's an age and like what people put on lists, it's definitely like sex work because people want to be just one-on-one intimate.
oh, well, basically what I'm saying
But-
is at the end of the day, yes, there's exceptions to rules, but exceptions don't make the rule.
Yeah, no, that makes
So,
sense.
But I see what you're saying because you see all groups of people.
Yeah, and like back where
yeah.
where I'm from,
I see-
like
I
I've
see what you
seen
mean.
like you know about people's business. Like it's
Yeah.
not like the city, and it's just like I've seen
Yeah, but
really
see-
genuine happy people together and like because I have so many different friends from different walks of life. I've just from working in the industry for so long, like working as a service industry. You know what I mean? Like you meet people from all over the world, and like. When I connect with somebody, I actually get to know somebody. So I have friends from all walks of life, and single to married to to put, like where they date several people type of thing. And I've seen all of them work in different ways and have beautiful relationships. So it's hard to I feel like, obviously in a perfect world, a woman should be the nurturer and like the lover, and the man's the one supposed to have the purpose and like, all that. But our world and society is just so different now. It's just not the norm anymore. Like the old norm, The sexual spectrum too is just so wide and different. It's just different. Everything's more acceptable.
Right.
It's hard to respect something if something's like always accessible though. So I think like value has gone down in a way.
Yeah.
Because it's like if I could get
If
that
everyone can
if everyone can have it, like I don't
It's not valued.
yeah, it's not
Yeah.
it loses its value.
And for our generation, for sure. But young people, some people love like that lifestyle and they do it together.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day,
And people don't even want to have kids anymore, which is crazy to me, but it's just a new
That's crazy to
thing.
me,
Like a
too.
lot of people don't want to have kids, a lot of people don't want to have families, and that's just the new movement. So
yeah, there's
like
a lot of people saying that now.
for our generation, for dating, it's a nightmare because whatever, I don't know your story or anything, but like whatever puts you to be single, like in our age group, it makes it very difficult because you have this young dating hookup generation, and then you have the, everybody's married and with their families right
Plus,
now.
we had kids so young, so it's
Exactly.
like we're already embedded in the parent culture.
Exactly, so
and
it's different.
Like, it's just I
It's
agree.
very different.
It's very different for us.
So it just kind of looks at what you're looking for.
Yeah, totally. She's back.
I'm so back.
The start of the show.
Like, how could you not?
little
want
girl,
kids?
it is
They're
way
perfect.
past your bedtime.
I want like 20 of
Did you give her
Cameron.
melatonin?
I know, for real. I want just like 5% of their energy.
For real.
But or like anybody in the night industry, period, because especially like the city nightlife, that's what you're there for, is to make money, and you have to have a very you have to have a very strong relationship to be able to trust somebody nowadays, for sure.
Yeah.
No. I have this one.
Cameron, you're crazy. We're doing a live podcast, baby girl.
Okay.
Go get your iPad. Wait for the apple to come on.
Wait
ready
for
for my
wait for
answer?
the apple.
Are you done? Yes. Red flag, jobs for a woman.
She's all, let me scratch my head for that.
Especially because I do date women, so I'm like, ugh, that's a hard pass. Flight attendants.
Why?
Because there's no consistency, there's no routine, just the ones that I've known, they've done it for like interesting reasons.
This fucking fly is bothering the shit out of me.
Just some growing.
Fly sweater.
It's over there somewhere.
Use your notebook.
It's more of a like catch flights, not feelings. Like I feel like a lot of them don't settle down. You see a lot of stewardesses that are like single and like 45. Like it's like their life. And I don't think there's a lot of like commitment that I've seen from them. I'm like, maybe it's because my Cancer Venus is like, I need you to commit to me.
I'm traditional.
You can't
too, so it's
answer my
hard.
text messages. Your phone's on airplane mode.
Right?
Like, I need you to text me. Girl.
What else? I feel like that's not high up there. I had 2 other ones, but I was distracted. Call centers, for sure. Lash artists.
Really?
And like microblading and all that. I don't know. Yeah, nightlife for sure though. I would say nightlife, especially bartenders. Because then you're like in the industry. There's like the industry night. I had, roommates who were bartenders. I've seen people, and it's like being around that energy so much must be so hard, to be like low key around alcoholics and men that are hitting on you all the time, and then you want to like de-stress, so you're off at say 10, 11, 12, 2, and then you get off and you're like, I'm going to have a few drinks. I'm going to sleep in until 10.
I'm already at the club.
10, 11 a.m.
Yeah.
Like, and, I don't know if a lot of them are, like, working out, taking care of themselves. Maybe, especially because this was more so what I'm saying now was, like 6, 7 years ago, before I was dating you. But even now that I'm, like, looking for a girlfriend, I'm like, what are we doing, girl? But yeah, the call center one must be tough because you're like locked in at home from 9 to 5 on your computer. And I feel like a lot of that gets like complacent and like you're on your phone all day and it must be tough as shit. And you're like jaded and hate the fucking world.
That's true. That's true. And you have no actual social like experiences.
Well, it's different because of the pandemic when they like sent
the
everyone
vid.
home.
Yeah.
They used to have people like in cubicles.
Yeah. But it was more so like I'm talking about like the call center jobs that are like you're being yelled at all day, like collections, more so than just a regular call center.
That's shit.
Because then you're being yelled at all day, and then you're like
Your nervous
jaded,
system's all fucked up.
And a lot of them hate their jobs anyways, so
Yeah.
then they carry that. And what was that quote on Instagram? It's like, dating a woman that has so many bad days is so hard.
So true.
Like every day is a bad day. Like this all this bitch does is complain. And so if they have a job that typically is more so they don't enjoy, and I see a lot of complaining in the industry, the service industry.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Serving men, like their schedule. They're not with their circadian rhythm. They're in the house all day, no vitamin D. I'm like, oh my gosh, girl, let me just pay your bills so that you can experience some feminine energy.
That's true.
You're like, let me make you some bread.
Yeah, because I always see like, but when I say like these are red flags for me personally, it's because I see like, what is the type of person I'm gonna have to hang out with now? What type of energy are they bringing when they come and like, what is their exchange, their energy exchange? Just dumping on me all day how shitty their day was because of...
It's the worst.
Yeah.
It's the
or
worst.
like you're sleeping in, you lack discipline, you're drinking every night. Like what is...
Lack of discipline is a huge red flag.
Especially having kids, like wanting a girlfriend and us having kids. It's like, do I want you around my kids? Because I don't bring just anybody around my kids. I want you to have
There's
good
like hella
energy.
comments on the Instagram. Can you read them?
No, I agree. I
You can
agree.
read them from
Yeah,
me.
I'm trying to.
I've been in the service industry for almost 17 years, so I see it firsthand.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really easy because you end up in the nightlife and
Yeah,
people
and I
stay
wouldn't
single.
say-
People stay single until they're older, for sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and I wouldn't say that there's anything wrong with any of those people. I'm just
No.
saying to date and like a red flag is because I do feel like I'm pretty selfish. Like I want you to be interested in me.
Yeah.
I want you to be interesting. I want to be able to hold a conversation instead of like feeling like I have to just hear you vent every day.
Yeah, it's exhausting.
About how-
It's exhausting.
Shitty everything.
Yeah, trust me, I have to shift my mindset to gratitude all the time.
Oh, look,
Right.
It's
there's
hard.
comments right there. Congrats on quitting your job, boo.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, because then you're also around. See, that's the thing about women
Energy.
is we, birds of a feather flock
Yeah.
together. So typically, their friends are the ones in the industry as well,
Oh, that wasn't the applause.
and so.
No, it's true though.
Hold on, Mama.
It was
Go get
supposed
your
to be
iPad,
applause.
please.
No, that's true.
So then you're going out with them. They're egging you on. You're like, fuck that guy. No, don't go out with him. No, oh, he's too nice. Da da da. Date someone who cook in the back. Or like.
Convenient. It's just convenient.
Yeah, the convenience of it. But you're also typically like in the service industry around other women, and like I feel like we, like, tell me right now if a woman called you would be like, fuck that guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes we go straight to like, say that there's like a single friend. Imagine you single in your toxic era. Not right now, but in your toxic era. And your friend is in a relationship. If she calls you and is like, girl, I'm going through a hard time, we're like, just break up with him. Because then misery loves company, so we're like, I get to have my
And
friend
that's your
back.
perception.
We get to
Yeah.
hang out all the time. And so if say that this is my girlfriend working around a bunch of women like that, and like say that we're going through something, I'm like, they're gonna egg her on to like not come hang out with me. And like, I'm sensitive, I'm a simp, I want, and the same, like the thing with him is like, our difference is like, I want someone who like cares about me. And he's like, they just have to be pretty. You know, like men aren't as picky, but I'm like, I need the intellectual stimulation.
Does she have boobs? Does she have a butt?
So I would say the red flag is like, how much time are you actually going to be able to, like?
Can she gargle peanut butter?
Oh my god.
What, you want a horse?
I want an endless throat.
But how much attention is she actually going to be able to give me? And if complaining and fucked up energy is going to be in her aura like 20 of the 24 hours in a day, then I don't want it.
Yeah, it's exhausting. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. But
All right. So, for red flag jobs for men, I would say personal trainers.
Oh shit, I forgot about them.
Why? Why?
Why?
Because
It's
most
true.
personal training men personal train women. So he's always going to be around women. We're men. We want to fuck women. And
even if they're not training them, they're in the gym with beautiful women all day. Too.
yeah,
I don't
and
think
personal
trainers
trainers
want to sleep with all their clients, though.
not all, but some.
Generally.
Doesn't matter.
A lot of them do.
Do you want your man constantly surrounded by women?
If my man was a trainer,
And yeah, I mean, well, think about also that most personal trainers are typically in really good shape, so they're also appealing to women. So the likelihood,
I don't think it would bother me.
the
Personally.
likelihood. Well, I'm just letting you know the likelihood.
Because
of-
again, intentional money. I just don't think it would bother me, but I've never been put in the situation.
I'm just
so I don't
getting.
know.
I have to name some
Yeah.
red flag jobs.
Barbers.
I almost said barbers.
Right?
I mean, if you're a single mom, yes, barbers. For sure. If you're the one bringing that little boy to get his haircut, they're going to holler at you. Servers and male nurses.
Damn. Servers again.
Nurses?
Huh?
Nurses?
Nurses.
I know nurses.
A male nurse.
Yeah,
Nurse.
I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I didn't say that.
I'm usually like the slow one, and you guys have all had a slow one.
I had a little energy.
So, but for women, breadwinners, high income earners, entertainers, singers, flight attendants, social media influencers, and nurses are all the most likely to cheat.
Thank God I wasn't.
Is that like an actual fact?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Nurses, flight attendants are up there. The medical field in general, I mean, they spend hours and hours and hours there. There's also
Their
high status
coworkers,
male
all that.
doctors there.
We've all seen Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah,
We know
exactly.
those call rooms.
Yeah,
It's really like
and
that,
it's
too.
And it's a stressful job.
It's very
So
stressful, yeah.
if you need to take a load off, literally,
I want to be the stressed one. I'm selfish. I'm like, you need to be able to hold all this.
I just want you to care.
I know. I want you to love me. That could be your full-time job.
But yeah, those are red flag jobs for women. If she's got if social media is more important to her than anything, then that's a huge red flag. Like if she won't give up her social media for the betterment of your relationship, then cut her loose. Flight attendant's a huge one. Obviously, she's constantly traveling. She's around very wealthy men. She's in different cities. She has reasonable doubt. You know what I mean? And plausible deniability. So
Another one, if they're on a flyer for a club,
yeah. And then sex workers, any strippers, OnlyFans girls, any kind of sex work, escorts, whatever it is, just huge red flag because.
There's still those gems out there, though.
Sure. I mean, well, here's the thing.
I know a few.
I'm just talking about for your normal person. Like
Yeah.
me personally, I love hoes. I don't care what she does for a living because
Yeah, if it's just to hook up, it's like
I'm not even talking about hookup. Like you're
No,
gonna
but in relationships
when it
too,
comes
sometimes.
to me.
Yeah.
I've met a few loyal ones.
When it comes to me, you're going to stop doing what you're doing unless we're doing it together. You know
What
what
do
I'm
you mean? You're
saying?
gonna make her quit her job?
If you want to be with me, not. I mean, you can have a different job,
But
you're
not
not
that
going to
job.
continue
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
OnlyFans unless we're doing it together.
Yeah, that
You're not going to
that
continue stripping unless we're using your stripper money to do something else with. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you make $5,000 a night. Yeah, we can use
Intentional.
exactly. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah,
can
yeah,
That's
yeah.
intentional money.
go hustle that
Yeah.
up for about 3-4 months. We're gonna stack this and we're gonna do something else.
Yeah, I've
And then
met
you're
some. I've met
done.
some loyal girls in the sex work world.
Yeah, for sure.
So there are they exist.
Yeah, I'm not.
That's why
saying-
it's hard to like
Yeah.
do the whole round. Like I have a real hard time with the generalized answers.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, that's how the world moves. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
you're a server. I would date you.
I know,
Like, there's
right?
exceptions to
I'm
the
like,
rule.
I was talking about server
kidding.
men, but
yeah, I
But
mean,
one of my red flags was a server or a bartender.
But she's like, that's the
Bartenders.
exception.
Yeah, but there's
Right.
exceptions to the rule. But
Yeah.
like if someone was like so dedicated, they're like, I'm
No,
gonna
it's
serve until
true.
I'm 50. I'm like,
everybody's
please
got
don't.
red flags that pop up no matter what.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that you're disqualified. It's just something to keep an eye on.
And everyone's gonna have a work boyfriend and girlfriend, and like I'm not gonna do that.
and most servers like it's they end up just getting in that routine of going having a drink out. You know, I have kids, so I don't do that all the time. But when I wouldn't, you know, have my kids, it was easier to go get food afterwards, and then
Yeah.
you end up in this where everybody's drinking. You know, if I was a big drinker, I would definitely would have been drinking like working in Scottsdale like every night because it's just
just, like,
very
accessible.
Yeah, it's just right there. It's like the norm. You know,
Out
so.
till 2.
And
Yeah,
women just get that
so
shit,
you
like-
you get caught up in
Yeah.
that lifestyle real quick.
And you
for
just
sure.
get that shit like handed to you.
And you
Oh,
get
yeah,
hella
absolutely.
close with your
Yeah.
coworkers.
Yeah. My coworkers are like family, so it does happen like that for sure. So it can be.
Like, I don't think I've worked at any job except for barbershops, obviously, where I didn't hook up with somebody that worked there. Like,
Didn't?
yeah, didn't. There was
I don't-
always at least one.
Yeah, I don't muddle where I work. Nope.
I was
Because that's
smooth.
just.
I was smooth
you know?
than a motherfucker.
But it happens like so much. It's just like in hospitals, like what we were saying about. It just happens so much because you're around those people all the time. Like they end up dating, they end up
And
hooking
you're like
up.
trauma bonding. You're like,
Yeah.
we both work for.
We both
said
just
company.
had like this
We
crazy
both hate our
night.
boss.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it happens a lot for sure. That makes sense.
All right. What's another one?
I'm sure other people are like, spiritual workers. Like,
Yeah, that
about
is
me.
one of them. That's what they say too. Which I'm like,
truly-
damn, that's
I know.
crazy.
I truly want to. That would be a red flag for me.
Yeah, a lot of people say
It's the
anybody into
spiritual world.
astrology.
That's
like,
me.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm a red flag for some.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
a root chakra red flag, though.
Like I said, you're not gonna be everyone's cup of tea, but somebody
Right.
will want it.
Yeah.
Somebody.
I'm just anything fake. Not saying that that's fake, but like anything that seems fake to me is a red flag. But
Like trendy.
not trendy because I don't think it's trendy. I think that it's I think that it's a. How do I word this? It's a unique way to try and say that you're bettering yourself without doing hard work. That's how I look at it.
That's
like-
what you look at. What I do.
Not all of what you do, no. It's to me, it seems like the path of least resistance to sell that you're working on yourself. Because almost everyone I know in the spiritual community ain't fixed shit. They still have a gang of problems, a gang of shit that they need to work on. And it's don't get me wrong, working on yourself is a never-ending process. But like, I see more people fixing their fucking problems in the gym than going to get healing, than going to
Why can't you
read
do both?
charts. I didn't say you can't.
You can do both.
I didn't say you can't. I didn't say you can't. I didn't say you aren't. I didn't say, and I'm not talking about you. Don't this.
No, I'm just saying, like, generally speaking, right?
Yeah, well, generally speaking,
No.
I think it's more of I look at even people who go to church all the time the same way. Like you're like let go and let God, and it's like you can't just let God because God's not going to do it for you. You still have to put in the work.
You have to put in the work.
You know what I'm
a
saying?
lot of
I
people
see what
try
you're saying. I see what
to.
you're saying.
A lot of people hold on to like hope or like a thought, and they're like stuck on that, and they're like, I'm healing because I believe so hard in this in my path or
But that's
whatever.
the thing. I don't think that they really believe.
But no, it's true. They're hiding.
That's what I'm saying, and that's why I say it comes off as fake. Because if you're gonna be a Christian, be a fucking Christian and don't stray.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be a Muslim and don't stray. If you're gonna be a spiritual whatever, do that and don't stray.
Yeah.
You need to do that and be that if you're gonna teach that. And
Absolutely.
that's kind of like for instance, that's why like I'm taking my fitness seriously, because I preach to men on here that you need to get better physically, financially, and mentally, and get a better job. And I can't preach what I'm not practicing.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
It's the same as parenting. If you don't walk the life, you can't sit here and try to teach other people. Period.
Yeah. I mean that's all I'm saying.
And
But
people
again,
hide
nobody's
behind that.
perfect. But yes,
Yeah.
I do think that the vast majority of everybody in any of those spiritual realms are in the human need to be tribal, need to be accepted. And it's like, well, everything else wasn't working. I seen this change. That person's like, I'm going to try it. And you kind of just want to go fit in somewhere. And you're not really doing anything about it. It's like, that's just the way I've seen it.
There is a lot of people that do that, but there are a lot of people that I've seen that
Make it
teach
work.
and
For
actually
sure.
work.
For
Yeah.
sure.
I think there's a little bit of both, but I feel like people that are lost hold on to those ideas, and they're still too scared to fully dive into things and actually change their lives. So they like kind of practice a little bit, but they don't actually like dive into the healing process.
Yeah, or jump from a thing to thing to thing to thing to thing. It's like, how are you going to become an expert on something if you're not expert or practicing that thing to
It's because
to do.
people want quick results like everything else in our society. So putting in work emotionally and spiritually is like, that's really hard for people to do. So,
A red flag too is like a serial person. Like that goes from like one network marketing didn't work for a couple months. They go to the next thing.
Oh, yeah.
They go
Hop
to the
in,
next
like,
job.
yeah.
They can't keep a job for like more than a month.
Yeah,
Then that's like
Not consistent.
yeah. That's where I'm like, can I call your exes?
Or even just like going into
going
like spiritually bypassing through things.
oh yeah, like love and light.
We were literally
only.
just talking about like love and light through that shit. But there
No,
are
you
people
can't.
who are actually not spiritually bypassing, like sitting through their shit. But you also, it's also our job to be able to see, okay, do I trust myself enough to sit with this person for them to give me healing? Because like I would not hire a trainer that was not in shape. So that's when I look at the healing world, that's what I look at. Like,
Yeah,
who are they outside of that?
And that's what I'm talking about.
Walking the walk.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
so
talking
I
about.
agree
A lot
with
of
you.
the people
I
that
agree.
a
Yeah, I
lot of
agree.
people that I see in it is like,
Yeah, they're
you're
not really
somebody
walking
I want to
on it.
be.
Yeah.
So why am I
like an
going to buy your
alcoholic
services?
pulling my cards to stop drinking or something. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
You actually have to put in the work.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one's always fun to me because the answers are going to be extremely fucking interesting. So,
Oh, God.
'cause I've asked it before, but it was just relating to one hole.
What?
But if you lost all of your holes, how
my
would
mouth
you?
too?
Yeah, how would you keep your man?
Oh, you're old.
My humor.
Your humor?
No, my humor. I'm
Your
funny
that's
as
why I said
fuck.
your humor? Okay.
Yeah.
You think men think you're funny?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't really have anything else to offer but my humor at this moment.
Men
so.
don't really
What else
think
would you
women
do?
are
What would
funny,
you,
though.
what would you try and
It's
do to keep your man? If you couldn't,
But how did I lose them? Like I don't
You got in a wild train accident.
Am I ugly now?
You were hang gliding and you flew into a saguaro
So
cactus
you're old.
and
fuck.
broke your jaw
I would be like you can
and
make
ripped yourself from
you
hole
can
to
make
hole.
fun of me. Closed all of them up. You could make fun of me for the rest of your life because I don't have anything else to offer you. I don't know. I don't know.
What else would you do? That's it. That's all you do. Okay.
I'm funny and I have a good heart. If I still have my heart, then we're good.
I don't give a fuck about your heart.
Jesus.
We don't. We're not emotional creatures. We don't give a fuck about your heart.
Two chains.
What would you do?
I don't know.
Very strange question.
I know. I guess I would cook.
Okay.
cook and clean. I don't know. Nah, I don't know. I'd probably lose him. I don't know what to say. I give up.
She's like 10 days tops. Like,
I give you permission to leave.
I'd be like, it's fine. I'd be out.
just like,
You can opt
babe,
out.
your hamburger helper's ready. Like out the door. Yeah.
It's like off Scary Movie 3 when he's like goes into the crash site and he's like, does the bottom hole still work? Like I catch a minute with it when she's like dying and she's like, bitch, like, are you not hearing me? And
Is that where
he's
you
like,
got that question? Is that where you got that question?
Where?
From that movie?
No.
Oh.
no. But I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't even know. Like, I don't think you could keep your man. Well, if you want him to be loyal, no, like, it wouldn't even work. It just wouldn't happen.
I would just bring other bitches home. I would just be like,
She'd be like ultimate wingman.
yeah, but I would also like, I would just make sure everything was done, like cooked, clean, taken care of, and like, you know, especially because like if I don't have any holes, like I'm probably not working. So like, if I want like my bills paid and a partnership, because I also know like polyamorous couples who, I know this married couple who they don't have sex anymore, but they have other partners, but they're married. And they're in like a polycule. And so the husband, like they have like an intimate relationship that's non-sexual. Like they've been married a long time.
That's
So it's
weird.
like spending
Yeah.
quality time.
They're in their like 40s. They've been married. They have kids. They used to have sex, but now something that works for their relationship at this time. So she has a boyfriend and a girlfriend. And then the husband has like a girlfriend. And then they co-parent the kids together. And, you know, like sometimes they cuddle and do things like that. But,
That's weird.
there's stuff that works for some people. So I'm saying to keep my man, it would just be like, I'm your wife who, even though we can't be intimate sexually, I'm going to hit every other, just like if you eliminate one of your senses, it heightens the other ones.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, okay, we eliminated that. All the other ones are going to heighten, whether it's like the emotional, the house is even cleaner.
I don't think anything would be heightened with me. I was just like,
She's like,
I go live under a rock. Like, I'd be done with
Yeah. I mean, yeah, bringing women home too, that like I know that I'm
the
just like,
X-Files?
this is your,
just having to cook and clean all
here's
day
your
sounds
meal
terrible.
and here's your woman of the
Yeah,
night.
yeah.
But we would also probably just have another girlfriend that like, that's what they do, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe use my hands, my feet,
There you go.
That's
You
one
know,
way.
love you.
my arms. Like, I don't know, whatever I had to do. I don't have big boobs, but
The reason I love asking that question is because women never think about things like, oh, I'd learn how to hoop. I'd learn how to play Xbox.
Yeah.
become one of the boys.
Yeah, become one of the homies.
Yeah,
Like,
I'd learn how to do things that he likes. Like, do you have any idea what men like?
I do.
That would
The
be
only
you
thing
mean
they
like
want
hoops?
from women.
huh? Hoop.
Oh, like basketball.
Yeah.
Like they know like hula hoop.
I get really good at sports analysis.
I play a really good
No, but you
game
would- I don't
of
think
around
you
the
would want
world,
that.
right?
If you didn't have holes, that would be the only thing
So
that
then
I'd
you
want.
just have a homie. You
Yeah,
just, you
and
just
that's
have
how
a-
you'd keep me if you didn't have holes.
I just don't think you would want somebody that could like jump
those
shot
would-
you or whatever
but-
the term is.
Well, first of all,
Yeah, your
I mean,
husband's
the-
not
the-
gonna
What
be
if
there
I beat you
emotionally.
in basketball? Then what?
You're not gonna beat me. You're never gonna
What
beat
if I
me.
did?
The point is that you're willing to do it with me. You know what I mean? You're willing to do things that I like to do. All the things that I spend my time on recreationally.
But I think women would do that with their holes.
they don't.
I don't think men
think
want
they would.
women for that.
But
Yeah,
if
they
you,
would.
but we don't. But if you lost the reason we want you, what would you do for us to keep you? And the best answer was bring other bitches, but also become more interested in the things that we're interested in. Get good at those things so we can spend time together.
Yeah. I
That
mean, I
would
was a
be-
tomboy, and I'm raising 3 boys, so I do a lot of like I play a meme game around the world, you know, and, like
I just
wrestling
feel like
and all that
I just
stuff.
feel like
And that could be what you do. Like, hey, I'm sorry we can't have
We're
sex.
the
but
homies.
There's
Like,
this basketball court down the street. If you,
I just
trying
feel
to
like
get drunk real
I
quick.
would learn it
Yeah.
without. Like,
I guess if he pays my bills and is my homie, that's like a perfect, ideal situation. Honestly,
It's a very unique
exclude the
situation.
sex, that'd be perfect.
yeah,
That'd be
I
great.
just feel like I would learn it without the
That doesn't
hang
make
gliding
sense.
accident. Like just be like, hey, pick up a basketball every now and then. Smalls like, all right, cool. Like I don't gotta get on a fucking hang glide And
You're never gonna lose all your holes. It was a hypothetical question.
Yeah. It's like, hey, babe, guess what? I got us the new 2K. Can't wait
Yeah.
for you to get home.
Yeah, that would be. That's what I'm talking about. Like,
it's like 2 gamer chairs.
I come home and you got this created player that's a 90. You know what I
So
mean?
you just want a homie then, and that.
At that point,
that
if I
point, you
can't
have
fuck you,
to.
yes,
Yeah.
that's all you can become. So that would be the best.
Yeah, because if your man lost his dick, like, are you really staying?
I'm like, I don't know. If I really loved him, that's the only way.
Like, that's penetration.
Is that a question?
He's like wearing a strap on.
Literally.
Oh my god.
I mean, he better have a mean mouth game, okay?
Till she beat you one-on-one.
I feel like
relationship's
women-
over.
I feel
That's
like
literally
women
what I
would.
said. Take that shit somewhere else,
Lisa
Lisa Leslie. Because what if I did beat you in basketball? Then we're no longer
So she
homies.
beat
Exactly.
you one-on-one relationship over.
Yeah.
Take that shit somewhere else.
Lisa
Exactly.
Leslie.
That's
She
what I
fucking
said.
dunks on you. She's like,
gets
I've been
it.
practicing all day.
Keenan, your girl is way too damn short
He
to
gets
be
it.
beating you in basketball.
Literally.
You're gonna be throwing her shit all over the court.
But what if I was like, hey, babe, lower the hoop. I'm about to fuck your
like,
shit up right now.
You're still too slow. I'm gonna mix you up, cross you, and it's
I'm like,
wrap.
pick me up so I can pick me up.
But it's not
Be
even
like, I'm sick
playing
of it.
against
I'll be
me.
sick of it.
It's not even playing against me. But you're like, babe, let's go run some pickup, and we go to the gym, and you're on my team.
You're in his boys group.
You're literally in the bro group chat at that point.
and you got a crazy corner three. You know what I'm
But
saying?
no man is gonna pay for all of his homies' bills. Like that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, but-
unless you guys had kids together
Oh my
prior to that. Okay, like let's be honest.
Okay, well,
You
just-
would be. It would
Let's
be
be
alright.
honest.
I'm just saying, what would you try to do? You're still gonna lose him.
Literally.
Unless you share him.
That's
still
what I'm
gonna lose
saying.
him.
That's what I'm saying. Like it'd be R.I.P. at that point. Just done.
So you're just not even gonna try.
I hope that's never any of
like
our realities.
we could be homies and like pay my bills, but that's not gonna happen. Like, come on, let's be real.
All right.
Never going hang
We're at
gliding.
120. We're having a good time, but let's ask this question and then we can
You
call
have
it.
a comment. You have a
versus
comment.
that tiny kid on the hospital in BH Street.
Bro, me and C 101. That's right, bro. Like you drag her, so doesn't matter how good she gets. Doesn't matter how good she gets at basketball. You're still
What if
gonna
she
drag
has
her.
better shoes than you? What if she has better hoop shoes? Because I know that's like a thing.
It's not
What
gonna
if her
happen.
shoes are
I
flat?
bought them. I bought them. She's not gonna have better shoes than me. She'll have the same ones.
You're like, I bought you last year's.
They're
Yeah.
not gonna be elevated.
You've got the LeBron 16s. These are 17s. So you chill out. All right. This one seems kind of fun. Oh wait, we'll do 2 more questions. My bad. Because I do want to know who's the brokest guy you dated and why.
Oh my god.
Starting with you.
Why?
Oh, fuck.
Date any jobless dudes? Yeah, you did.
That's how I feel too.
No, there was a few. Like there was a few of them that had jobs, but they were like the part-time jobs. One of them worked at like One Stop making shakes part-time.
Why
I love One Stop.
I know,
We
right?
love One Stop.
I didn't get any of those benefits at that time, so it wasn't like it,
No
it
vegan
didn't last
Butterfinger?
long. No,
Shout out to the
But-
One Stop homies.
I know.
Hang in there.
I'm not shout out to
But-
Sandra, my One Stop girl.
He lived in an apartment with his mom and had an air mattress. So that was like
When was this?
that was
Damn.
I don't know, I want to say like 8 years ago. Like it was a while back. Obviously, we've been together like 6 years. And then like one of my
I don't like
longtime
this story anymore.
one of those longtime boyfriends.
Cut him.
He had like a part-time job, but I paid for everything. But he like lived with his parents, and then there was one that lived with his parents who
We're
worked
getting fucked on air
part-time.
mattresses.
Shut the fuck up. He worked.
Did the air come out?
Low. Here
Did
was
the air come
one.
out?
Wake up and it's flat.
You're like on the ground.
Oh my god. Yeah.
No, I never spent the night. We're not spending the night. That was like once I got there, I was like, oh, I can't see you anymore.
Bruh.
No, there was one like I dated, and he lived with his parents, and he worked part-time at Safe Light, like a call center, and it was just like way too much for him. He was like, I'm clocked in way too long. 4 hours.
That makes sense
She
about
has
the
like part-time
jobs
job
later.
trauma.
Yeah.
She has just a little bit of trauma
Part-time
there,
trauma.
And he
Part-time
was like,
trauma.
I don't know how I'm gonna be able to pay any of this. My account's negative. And I'm like, you have no bills. Like you live with your parents, and you have like a 1997 vehicle. I don't understand what's happening right now.
And see, this is why you don't listen to what women say they want.
Yeah.
Because what they respond to and actually do is completely different from what they say they want.
Yeah.
Clearly, this man was probably extremely handsome, because if all of those things were happening and she still gave him her time.
Nah, I've dated ugly broke guys too. It's pretty embarrassing.
Yeah.
But
I've done both.
may have been ugly, but he might have been tall. He had something going for him outside of personality.
Yikes.
Unless he was somebody close to you, got close to you in an unusual situation. Because women will sit there and say that I'll fall for personality, but if there's no physical attraction there first, the only way
It
you
only
can even
lasts
get
so
to know
long.
that personality is if you guys have mutual friends or you work together.
Oh yeah, it was a mutual friend thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because
Yeah,
that was it.
Other than that, like
That was it. That was a bare minimum.
As far as boyfriends, there was 2 boyfriends, and both of them lived at home and had part-time jobs, and I either went half or paid for everything. And typically, like, mama's boys are like still live at home. Definitely not.
Those mommy traumas.
And then the previous relationship before us, he had money, but we still went half on everything, and we were like more platonic than anything. So it was, yeah. But as far as broke guys, those part-time jobs, girl, what's going on?
well, there was a why. Why did you date this
You
broke
have a
person?
comment book.
Any boxes gave it up.
So
No, here was no. He
I know what I'm getting you for your birthday.
no.
Make sure it has the blow up pump and you don't have to
Sure,
like
like,
really blow it up.
Emotional damage.
Who said I gave it up? I got there and he had it in a mattress and he lived with his mom, and I was like, this isn't what was described like with what you said. No, why did I date the 2
Broke
part-time job guys?
The air mattress.
One of them was out of high school, so like
We ain't talking about that. We're talking about the brokest guy. That was the whole point.
the
He was
brokest guy.
Did he lie? Did he make it seem like he wasn't broke?
No, he was tall, dark, handsome, and wrote poetry.
Oof.
And I'm a simp.
Gay.
Not
Yeah.
gay.
It was
Not
more
gay.
so like the
Not gay.
artistic, like it was
If
like
you write poetry,
oh,
immediately.
and he was a
flag.
nerd. Like he was like a Dungeons and Dragons like group chat of like let's do what's that one game
Fucking Zelda?
that they do
Zelda and shit?
No, the one that RuneScape. Like he was a nerd, so I knew that he wasn't gonna like be out fucking other bitches. I
Green
was like,
flag.
you're in the house,
Green flag.
playing video games with your friends.
Dungeons and Dragons.
So-
Shout out.
Fucking Quest of Camelot or whatever. Like, yes.
Wait a minute. Wait a
Some
minute.
role
But
models
see,
here.
look, we got together when I was like 26, 27 or something. So like this was all very young, and I was dating the same age guys, and I wasn't anywhere where I was like trying to settle down. I was just like dating to date. And then once I was like, oh, I need to like settle down, I was like, okay, 4 years older, he already has kids, I know that he has money, he's a good dad. Like that's when the boxes were checked. Like, so I don't know what the fuck I was doing. Money, I guess, didn't fucking matter. It was just, you're a nerd and I like hanging out with you.
Yeah.
And obviously I like paying bills and racking on my credit cards. I don't know what
Look
the
how
fuck's
fast
happening.
the fan is going on camera. It's like not that fast. But it's like fast.
Yeah. So
Oh God.
'Cause
What about you?
like,
Brokest guy
"Please
you
stop."
dated.
I know, right?
He's like, please
you
cut
didn't
her
date
mic."
anyone before me.
Yeah.
No, I only had like 3 boyfriends, and one of them was in high school. Okay.
Wrong.
I don't know what to say to this.
Here it goes.
The brokest guy.
Run.
Nah. For real. Let's see. I mean, when I was, that's hard because I've dated people when I was young, and that was like broke, you know?
Right.
He worked at
Those
a car
count.
wash. All right, he worked at a car wash. Like, we were still young. We started from the bottom.
Right.
Literally. I mean, I lived in a camper when I was pregnant. Like, I like, it's different. I don't know. That was different. But since him, I did date someone that didn't have a car, lived with his parents.
Damn. Did he get to use your car while you were working?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Are you crazy? You ain't mine.
Yes, I was. Yeah. I still have
Drop you off at
PTSD. No,
work?
just kidding. Nah. Yeah, like bad.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, why do
dick was
women? No, like it was.
Oh.
It's
And the
deeper.
dick wasn't good?
It's much deeper. For my situation, I was different. I guess the best way to answer that is I didn't love myself. I didn't know myself. I've been through a lot at a young age. I don't know. I don't want to get heavy or anything, but my first love, like, you know, passed away. So I was lost for a long time. And I settled hard. So all my friends
That makes sense.
still want to
Yeah.
just, like, you know, it's okay. But
Hindsight's 20/20.
yeah, exactly.
You're
That's
like,
why I've been
never again.
single for going on 5
And look
years.
at her now.
Right?
Yeah, damn.
Started with a bump.
literally, you know. So it's like it's hard to say.
We're reborn.
Huh?
We're reborn.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It just, I mean, it was later in life for me. So like now, I would never date any of the people I dated from my past. Like, no. So
Yeah, once you turn like 25, you're like,
like, what was I thinking? Like, I had brain. I guess I had brain damage. That's all I'll say. Like, that's it. That's for the record, you know.
You don't know what you don't know, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But life is gonna catch up.
Yeah,
Shit,
it does. Absolutely.
What about you, Miss Thing?
So I've only had 2 serious relationships, and my son's dad is like still one of the hardest working men that I've ever met. But I did talk to somebody in, I think it was like 2015, 2016, and we weren't official, but he was like always asking for money.
Ew.
And I get it. Like, I totally get it. Like, hey, my car's not working, whatever, like $20 here, $20 there. But it was like, it was constantly. And I was a young mom. And I'm just like, I'm over here like trying to make it for myself.
Right.
I'm trying to feed my son.
It's a mom thing. Like, we
Yeah.
attract the
And I'm
ones
like,
with mommy,
what
daddy
the fuck?
issues.
And this is literally before. This is before Venmo. This is before Zelle. So you literally had to go to the ATM to pull out, you know, cash. And it was like, there was one night. It was like the last night we talked, and he wanted money. He's like, I'll give it back to you. I mean, he always paid me back, but it was like after the 3rd time, I was just like, what the fuck's going
It
on?
was
Like,
at this moment that
what
he
are-
knew he fucked up.
Literally, yeah, literally, and it was like what did it for me was that he was like, can you wake your son up so that we can go to the ATM? And I was like, no.
No.
And so it was that moment that I realized I fucked up. And like I had no.
No. Wait. Can I back up for a
sitting
second?
there like,
Hold on.
I'm like,
Here's another idea.
do you know? Does anyone? Everyone knows the universal rule is like you never wake a sleeping baby.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna wake my son up like
That's
to go get
crazy.
you money. Like
You're just like looking at him like,
Or here's another idea that's going to be very controversial. You could shut the f up.
literally. And mind you, like what I was doing then for a job was I was working in the medical field. It was 9 to 5. Like I was living paycheck to paycheck. And so it's not like I had all this money to give. I was
Right.
just dumb. And I did it. And I did it like 3 times. I had loaned him money and he always paid me back. So like there's that.
Yeah.
But it was just like that moment where he's like, can you wake your son up? And I was like, no. And then I was like, this is the end of, I don't even know what this is, but 'cause we weren't official. But like, this is fucking Sparta. Like, and no,
Kick that
I'm
ass
not
to
gonna
the
wake
curb.
my son up. Like it just the everything in me just like turned off.
Yeah.
And so even just like seeing a picture of him, I'm just like, no.
Well, it's because
Yeah.
as a single mom, it's because we attract men that want moms. Like that like literally have mommy issues. For real. Like that's how
oh shit.
like that's what I've learned, and even talking to other single moms, like now I see it from a mile away.
Yeah.
But when you're a single mom and you're like trying to date and whatnot, you end up with all these dudes that are like, yo, she's a mom. She cooks. She cleans. She does this.
Yeah.
She's going to take over my mom's job. And you end up with bum ass guys unless you've already like gone through your lessons and learned the things and you're not like trying to fill a void and try to like find a dad for your kids, like depending on the mom's situation.
Yeah.
But I see the pattern, like in single moms, they end up with bum ass guys all the time, or they end up with really controlling guys that have a lot of money. It's like those two extremes a lot.
But that's
for
where
single
like
moms.
we have to.
That's where we
take our
have to heal
accountability
and take our
and be
accountability.
like, yeah,
100%.
I've been attracting these like needy boys or whatever.
It's not even attracting. It's what you're accepting.
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
Also,
No, 100%.
also you have to understand that by being a single mother, like your real only out to being a single mom is being widowed.
No, exactly.
Because other than that, what you've done is given some other man your best, and now he's settling for you.
Yep.
So
exactly. So you end up with
you either end
a
up
lower
with the,
dating pool.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you
do.
end up with those guys who need you because they can't acquire the women that they want because they don't have what she wants.
Exactly.
They want to hang off the titty.
No, it's true. That's why.
For real, like I already
that's
have
why
my son doing that shit. Like I don't want another one.
But that's why you end up.
How do you combat that? Because like I said,
accountability.
Well, no. It's
No,
not about the
can't.
accountability.
can't.
This is one of the huge reasons why I started this podcast is because people don't understand what's not attainable. Right. So
That's true.
if you take a man who has everything that you want, how does he win by picking you and only you over everyone else he can have? You see what I'm saying?
And when you
so
have
you have
kids,
to be
it-
extraordinary in other areas to make him realize that you're not replaceable. So he has to get to it. You have to be such a value to him to where he can't function without you. And that's very difficult when you do have another man's child.
Exactly.
For that man
It's
to
true.
even consider you.
No,
Right.
it's
You see what
true.
I'm saying?
And so you end up with
Unless
people
he has
that are.
kids himself.
That's the only other exception is like single dads because then
They get it.
they understand
Some
it and
degree.
it's a little bit different. But it is very like single dads can date any type of woman. Like they can get top tier women
Because as a man, by having a
they
child,
can detach like quicker.
It's like
No.
valuable.
It's because
It's
no.
not see-
A woman can like love another woman's child a little bit more. Like it's easier. It's in us. We're nurturers.
Nurturing. I
And
see
and
that.
for men to it is just black and white. Like it's fucked up to say because like I feel for all the single moms, but like that's why I've been single for 5 years. Like it is you get the this is fucked up. I don't mean to insult any men either, but like you get the men that are kind of bottom of the barrel coming to you because the men of worth that are ready to settle down, that are ready to get married, they don't want someone else's kids. Like they want to make their family and start their own like thing. So that's why
but then even on the flip side, that man who has children, he can date a woman without children.
Exactly.
Because
exactly
he's shown value.
Exactly.
By
If he's
having
in the kid's life.
Yeah.
Well, but
It's
even
very
if,
double
even
standard.
Even
Yeah.
if he's not, because there's a lot of dudes.
Oh, there's so
a
many
lot of
dudes
who
that
are
don't.
not present in their kids' lives who have no problem
Yep.
getting other women.
Yep.
And the reason for that is
Literally
because,
the worst thing you could ever do.
But again,
honestly.
that's why
It's
I
not
tell
being-
I
But
tell
it's
men to
different,
stop
guys.
listening to what women say they want
Yeah.
and you go off what they react to. Even a shitty dad still shown some value because another woman was willing to give him her child.
It's true.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So he has value because, especially if he has got a couple baby mamas.
Yeah.
So
You know what I
if
mean?
men
So
have
Nick,
kids,
you can
they
sit there
add
and look at-
value.
Yes.
We lose value
Yes.
if we have kids and
Yeah,
we're single
it's
mothers.
completely
It's
opposite.
fucked up. It's not okay, but
here's
it's a truth.
Here's the other
Like,
thing,
it's accurate.
though. Here's the other thing, though. You got your value at 18. Men had to earn their value to be seen, right? So, and then women get upset when they get into their 30s, mid-30s, and want to settle down because they're tired of all the bullshit they went through in their 20s that they allowed. And now the men at their age don't want to settle down with them. They want a younger girl, and they're pissed off. But and then they call them perverts. They shame men and all kinds of stuff. Like, why do you want that young girl because you can control her and this, and that, and blah, 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 blah. And I put it to you like this. Let's say you earned $5 million. You worked your ass off for 10 years, and you made $5 million. And you met a man that you wanted to be with, and he told you how you're going to spend your $5 million. How would that make you feel?
They'd be like, you're high as fuck.
Okay, and that's what women tell men to do. He earned his fucking value so he can actually attract women, and women tell him, well, this is how you're going to use your value now. It's just mine. You can't see anybody else. You have to be loyal to me and only me and sleep with only me, when in reality, you don't want a man that other women don't want. And a man who can will. Men are as faithful as their options.
Oof.
So and that's the thing, you're attracted to the men with options. So you have to be realistic about what you're picking. If you want a man who's going to treat you well, be there for you, write poetry.
The ones that didn't have options, they were
and not cheat on you.
And read.
And not cheat on you. He's not going to look like you want him to look. He's not going to make what you want him to make. You're still going to have to work. Yeah. But it's
just true because
it may not be ideal, you know what I mean? But if that's what the kind of relationship that you want, that's what you're gonna have to deal with. If you want that lifestyle that these girls are posting on boats and you never see who they're with and all that other shit, that's because the motherfucker got bitches and you can't tell. You don't tell him. Don't tell anybody who you're with.
I just know at that particular time when you're like be extraordinary. Like I was not extraordinary because I was accepting that. So I was setting the standard, and he was like, okay, cool. Like she's gonna say yes. I'm gonna keep asking. And so like would I do that now? No. However, I do believe in loyalty and like standing by your man. He just wasn't officially my man.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about him in particular. What I mean, the ways to be extraordinary isn't about giving that man money. It's about, especially for the man that you actually want, the man that.
But you said women set the tone, and like that's the tone that I
say women
well,
set
like
the tone?
women choose or decide or whatever, right? As far as like sex goes.
Yeah, women have.
I set that tone.
Women choose who they sleep with, and women are actually the ones asking for boyfriends. Men are the ones who commit to ask for marriage. Women don't even realize you're asking for the boyfriend. You don't come out and say, "Will you be my boyfriend?" But you give men ultimatums, like, "So what are we doing? Where are we going with this?"
Yeah, but that's crazy too, like to give, I don't know. I just feel like, well, it's just different for what you're trying to ask is like, unfortunately, like having kids that knocks out value. Yeah. It does. And then like he's saying in this generation too, being older knocks off value. Like all those things knock off value, and like it doesn't mean they're not a beautiful, amazing soul of a person.
At all. It doesn't mean that you're not a great person.
It doesn't mean that. But what it means is that like this day and age, it's going to be like the women that are out there that I've met too, especially single moms and stuff. They're like, well, he's got to check all these boxes. And it's like, girl, you gotta.
Like, you just have to have a vagina and treat me nice.
Well, and like what he was saying is about like men picking younger women. Of course, they're gonna like pick younger women if they, have the two next to each other. Exactly, because it's less baggage. See, I don't like referring to my kids as baggage because like it's fucked up in a sense. Deal. But it is baggage. Yeah. Because like going from having
they come with you.
Well, because if you go from being a single man, being a bachelor, like being a genuine bachelor, you have your job in line. You have this, you have all the like little boxes, like he always talks about what all these women are chasing. It's like they are gonna they can have any woman they want at that point. Because I know men like that, and I'm like friends with men that are like that, and they could have any woman they want. They are not, even if she's the most beautiful soul, like she could be the purest and greatest thing he's ever seen. Because then they
low-key have to become a stepdad too.
Then they have to become a stepdad. They don't get to just love the woman. They have to then try to parent these kids. And like, what if there's trauma bonded and all that? Like
what if she doesn't let him?
Literally,
those kids
like being single moms and then being older, like that's where he says you have to hold an accountability, like the women, not you necessarily, but like the women that like cry about being single and this and that. Like if you chose the wrong partner to have kids with and you guys split up, which I'm guilty of too, because I have a 5-year-old too. Like that's the bro. I didn't want to call him out, but there it is. Like I settled hard, and it was because I was like, okay, I want a family unit, this and that, and then I had a baby with somebody that I understood the second role of what he's saying, because I used to judge women too, like why the fuck are you getting pregnant by some dude that you don't want to be married to, and this and that, and then it's deeper to where you don't love yourself. Right. And single moms struggle with that the most, and they settle the most because you are devalued in a sense, and people are telling you constantly you're devalued, so it's harder.
But if women get to live in this delusional world that they can have that because men of that value will still fuck you. So they'll be in your DMs. They'll do all these things. They'll spend money on you.
They just want to have sex
know what
with
I
you,
mean?
though. They're
Yeah.
not
But
going to scoop you and your family up.
It's a
They're
sexual,
not going to scoop
it's a
you guys
sexual
up.
option. It's not a commitment relationship
Exactly.
option. And the craziest part about it is women are allowed to have all of these checklists. Everything that I've named. What if men required those same things from women? We'd eliminate 99% of you. What if me, as a 6'4" man, said, I'm only dating you if you're 5'11" or taller? What if at my income I said, you need to make at least 150 to 170 to fuck with me? You need to also be fit. You need to be feminine. You need to be funny. You need to be charming. You need to be sexy.
I think
You
it
know
would be
what I mean?
okay
Like,
for both people to have checklists.
I get that, but if I had this crazy
But to a
fucking
point,
checklist,
have you seen that restaurant?
especially when it comes to height in particular.
Cheesecake Factory.
You know what I'm saying?
Applebee's.
Especially when it comes to height in particular. The average
Yeah.
woman is 5'4". But because I'm taller,
Everybody's
what if
taller than me,
what
so
if,
I'm like,
what if I want to breed D1 athletes and I'm just going to eliminate every woman that's not 5'10" or taller?
My son says that all the time.
You know what I mean?
He's like, I gotta get it bigger. Someone tall to get
Yeah.
D1s. Like, that's true.
And then same thing with the
college
income.
here.
Like, what if I needed you to be a 6-figure woman in order to date me? That sounds fucking crazy. You know what I mean? But
But women can add all that.
go ahead.
Because I'm a woman wanting to date women, like coming with kids as a woman too, because there's women who date women now like exclusively
After
After having
after
kids.
having children.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
That's like
it's,
the
That
rise
is
of
really
that
common,
is
yeah.
Interesting.
because
Yeah.
that value too is like, it's like down a little bit. It kind of eliminates some options from women, and then you either are like, okay, either I'm gonna get a really young one who's like just down for anything, and it's just like, I like you, I'm down to get to know you. And of course, women are like more emotional creatures and more nurturers, so they're like cool with it. But sometimes they do mooch. They come here, they get
Yes.
cooked for, they get
Yes.
cleaned for, they don't have a fucking skill in their head.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh shit.
And
And
sorry,
then there's
keep going.
also the other end of like, they have kids too, they're older, they know the deal, and so they're like down, and so it's like, but that like middle, like beautiful influencer getting flown out, how do you compete with someone getting flown out by a million dudes
Yeah.
in a bikini every weekend at
Literally.
the club, fucking slizzard drunk every weekend, to then like come and hang out with me with my kids? Like,
Yeah.
they're like, you're taking away my freedom.
Yeah.
So it's also like men who don't
That are
really,
bachelor.
yeah,
Yeah,
who are
yeah.
from the bachelor life.
Exactly. They're
And
like, fuck that. I don't want to have to deal with a whole ass family.
Yeah,
Like, and that isn't
because
mine.
there are women who are like down for that though, because just like there are probably men
There
who
are
are
men.
down for
Yeah.
like the family unit. They're like, fuck
But it's
yeah,
very minimum.
yeah. I'm like the exception to the rule, right? Where they're like,
Huge exception.
You
Because I don't
already
mind
come
adding
with-
kids to this.
Yeah,
But you
there's
have a
always
family.
those exceptions.
You
though,
know, you guys have a family. It's different. So, like, that's
Yeah.
what I mean. That's when the single dads come play. And, like, I've seen those type of dynamics work. I've also seen young guys, get married to women, but then they have a kid together. And that type of thing works, too.
then it like ties the family. unit
Yeah.
together.
Because it's just like when women get with a single dad and
As
they have a
single
baby
moms,
later.
Would you rather have a guy with no kids or a guy with kids?
I wouldn't mind kids. I love kids, so I wouldn't mind kids. But there would have to be. I can't have drama on the other side of that
Yeah.
because like I've co-parented very well with my son's dad, and
Yeah.
so like I'm not gonna add co-parenting drama when I don't have it to begin with. So that would be like a
I'll tell you this. It's real simple.
I don't mind kids,
with a woman having kids, the two outs you have are being widowed, or if the man is not involved at all. The only other exception is if you do have an actual real co-parenting situation where there's no feelings,
Drama,
nothing, none of that.
Yeah.
The only things we ever talk about is our kid together, and it's a pick up, drop off, swap, peace. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Exactly.
And he's present.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
that
I-
makes a big
I've
difference.
if he's
Yeah.
co-parented for
present,
so
but-
like my co-parenting situation. Like I've co-parented for so long that I wouldn't say we're pros, but we're like we
Yeah.
have skin in the game, So that
It's a teenager now.
he's a teenager. Yeah.
Yeah. I've been doing it for 5 years, and like the first couple years were rough. I didn't even try to dabble in the dating world because like I couldn't. I had just so much on my plate, and I never like. I didn't have that problem with trying to go back to him or nothing. Like when it was done, it was done. Yeah. But now we co-parent really well, and I never had any court work or anything. And like actually, my baby's gonna be a big brother soon. Oh really? So like I get along with him and his ex and stuff. I mean, my ex and his girlfriend now. Like we all get along just fine for like my son. So there is that exception, but that's what is hard about men is like. It's hard for me to date a man with kids just because I have to know that man's over that woman. And a lot of men don't get over their baby mamas. Like, a lot of them don't. I've seen it. You know, it's hard.
I see a lot of women not over
and
them.
The same thing. Yeah. But the thing is I'm, like, so over, like, that's, like, a done close. I'm going on 5 years again. So it's just, like, I don't have that. But I've met and talked to men where they're talking about their baby mom and I can see it. And I'm like, oh, okay.
So, like, what would you need to see for it to go off for you? Like, this is okay. Like, would it just be like, would you just read their body language together?
Yeah, all of it. Yeah. Like I tried to date a guy for a couple months, like when I first moved to Phoenix, and things were this is like crazy. This is what I'm talking about. So I'll tell the story real quick. So it was like we started seeing each other for a couple months, seemed great, whatever. He had a son. He had been split up with his ex for over 2 years. So I was like, okay, cool. This seems great. Whatever. He's the dad. I'm a mom. Like this is great. But then he started like shifting, and I was like, oh, he's pulling away. Something's weird. Something's off. I knew he went back to his ex. Like it was just obvious.
You just knew.
But he wouldn't face me, and he lied and said he had colon cancer and said that he was going through too much. He literally mailed me my belongings because he didn't want to face me and tell me the truth because he knew he was lying. And he didn't want to hurt me. And so then, like 3 months later passes, they didn't work out. He like messaged me again.
Cancer's like there's no cure. Like it's like you're dying for sure.
No, like literally,
he's like I'm dead to you, so let's just.
He's like.
They cut out 2 feet. I'm good. Like
he said he found
my hole, so it's cool. Like we just play basketball all day.
He said he found out at urgent care. Like it was just so like extra. I was like,
they
wow.
Would not diagnose cancer.
No,
I think you need a second opinion.
My dentist told me.
They're like, I went to the Minute Clinic. And they told me I had colon.
I was at CVS.
So I was
My
like,
barber.
I was like, bro, this is whatever. I was like, okay, good luck with your colon. Like, bye. Right? So then listen, like 3 months later, he comes back, like sliding in whatever. I think it was Snapchat or something, started randomly writing me. And I'm like, okay, like obviously he broke. And then I was like, oh, how's your health? You know? And he's like, I'm so sorry I lied about everything, blah, 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 blah. Tried to see me after that. I was like, dude, you already made competition with your baby mama. Like, I would never give you a second chance. Like, that's crazy.
So it's like he went back to her, it didn't work.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But then he tells me the truth afterwards. Like, oh, I was lying. I just couldn't face you. Like, I don't want to break your heart. Like, and like, you know, like,
so
that was fucked up.
The attraction and the respect is like out the door.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. I was like, and that's you're the mother of your child. That's going to be in the life forever. Like, I'm not gonna give you a second chance. That's crazy, you know. But that's what I mean about.
Could you imagine getting married and be like, remember that one time you lied to me about having colon cancer and went back to your baby mama?
It's part of our story.
That actually would give him colon cancer, and then like, why would you put yourself in that
Why would you even say that into existence?
No, once you lie to me, I'm never giving you another chance to lie to me again.
But it was just like so extreme. That's what I mean. You have to be like. That's why, like, guys with kids are kind of crazy.
So that was a fucking lie.
Yo.
Oh my god.
It's fucking crazy.
I have stories on stories. That's why I have been single for so long, because I'm like, wow, these people are wild. Like, these people are crazy.
All right, last one, and then we can call it. Thank you guys for coming, because this was a fun episode.
That's what she said.
If you were a man, where would you take a woman on a first date? And we'll start with you.
Oh, why? I don't have time to
start
think.
with you.
Okay, thanks.
Right?
Don't worry, I'm strapped right here under the thing.
Right.
I would say like on a hike with like snacks.
Oh, you're serious?
At the top.
Oh, of course you are. Of course you are.
No, that's a great.
My bad.
Sorry, Bill.
I would say on a hike with like snacks at the top, or like a what's it called? A spoken word, or a bookstore, or like just something like unconventional, just to like are you in shape? Can you keep up with me to get to the top? And also like,
Let me put you through my leg day.
Can you like stay off your phone for 30 minutes to listen to these people who are on stage? And also like, do you know how to read? Like, because there's people that text me now where I'm like, you don't know the difference between your, and your, and then resonate and resonate. I'm like, we're having an issue.
Did you see the meme I posted earlier?
No.
You didn't see that one?
Wait, maybe I did.
Continue.
There's just just like the intellectually stimulating things and like physical stuff too, like first date. Because also, as a man, I'm not spending like $100 or more on something ridiculous. That there's no return on this investment. Second date, maybe if the vibes were there, but like women expecting so much from a first date, you're high as fuck. What are you talking about right now?
It's ridiculous.
So what are you spending?
The meme was, I had a random DM. I had bend wanted you.
Oh yeah.
My smart mouth sense wind.
Yeah, like you're
My
talking
DMs.
in like
Like, what are you saying?
WYD,
Yeah.
BRB, TTYL,
Yeah.
like that's the only way you speak. I'm like, oh, I'm already like dry. Like, we
BYU.
can't do this. No, so how much would I spend? I don't know, like maybe like $50, like the first date. Like, I don't know.
Would you accept those dates as first dates?
Hell yeah. I mean, what was our first date?
I don't know.
I mean, the first time we hung out was I brought you coconut water and we watched flat Earth videos.
Yeah, but that wasn't a date.
The second time we hung out,
we were supposed to go have a drink, but I was sick.
Still having a drink. That's a cool like meetup in a public place, and there's no like commitment. It's not like, do you want to go to like wear your best thing and let's go to fucking steak.
Yeah,
like,
no, that's ridiculous. I agree.
Like first
when I don't
time,
dress like that regularly.
Bitch, what?
Like, just
Yeah,
that
no,
one
I
time.
think you should see someone in their like natural
And
like
then
how they
The second time we hung out was we went to the gym together for a like late night
Those are
gym
the best.
session. Yeah, and so like there's obviously like a mutual like physical you care about your body type thing. And then we hung out afterwards and ate like chips and had wine at his house. Like, you know, and I went home. We didn't sleep together. And then the date, like our actual first date out, was like sushi, like a hole in the wall place. Like it wasn't a huge sushi place or whatever, but we ate a lot. I feel like, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't like, I want a medium or a steak, like 12 ounces, and I want da-da-da. You know, like it wasn't.
I wasn't finna do
Why
that
are
shit
you doing
anyway.
shit that you're not usually doing on
I
a daily basis?
realized you were poor
Man, shut
real
the fuck
early
up.
on, so I wasn't taking you nowhere like that.
Anyways.
That's okay, girl. I'm country as fuck.
Right? But I would absolutely.
She has
as
a rich
woman,
in mind. She's rich in mind.
Yeah, I would.
am.
Hell yeah, 100%.
Same.
If someone was like, "Do you want to have a book date and like do a scavenger hunt?" I'd be like, "Oh my god, they're the one."
Nerd.
I would be like,
No, like hard eyes forever for that shit though. Like just if you know, you know.
Yeah, hell yeah. If it was something creative like that.
What would you do? Where would you take a woman on a first date as a man?
Let's see. I don't know. Mini golf is always good because you're talking, you're moving, you're not just sitting still. Or
It's
Top
fun.
Golf. I love Top Golf.
Yeah.
I'm a little biased, I guess. Those are great. I would say, even though it's on that stupid ass list, ice cream makes sense to me. Or like like coffee.
That whole list is
like
stupid. A
it's
lot of
so
those are
fucking
acceptable first
fucking
dates. You
stupid.
saw
Sorry,
the
cannot.
Unacceptable.
It's like
first dates
Applebee's.
for
Like I'll drink a margarita at
Applebee's Cheesecake
Applebee's. Fuck
Factory.
yeah, let's go for happy hour.
For 25.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I like the bread at Cheesecake Factory.
Yo.
So yeah, let's fucking go.
It's
And the
fucking
butter.
stupid. Yeah, it's delicious.
I'm an appetizer girl.
You're
forever.
like bringing
Yeah.
out another basket.
Like, I am not too good for that butter. Please.
I feel like I've had conversations with women since that's come out,
It's
and not like
ridiculous,
it like deal breaks it because there's so
Yeah.
many women who are like, hell yeah, Cheesecake Factory, love that shit, and I'm like,
Well, it's because that stupid ass video, that girl that embarrassed that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, was that
Such
the
a
one where she wouldn't
stupid
get out of
ass-
the car?
Stupid ass.
She
girl.
like was like
Yeah.
sitting in the car.
She's like, ew, the Cheesecake Factory. It's
Do you
like,
want to
shut the
hear?
fuck
Do you want
up,
to hear this
bitch.
Yeah,
list?
actually, I like skimmed it.
It's
I didn't-
fucking ridiculous.
Cheesecake Factory, Applebee's, Chili's,
I love
Chipotle,
both. All
Olive
of it.
Garden, the movies, Your House, any fast food chain, Buffalo
Ridiculous.
Wild Wings, Wingstop, Red Lobster, a buffet,
love all those places.
IHOP,
I love
Denny's,
me
the
some
gym,
I love
church,
Wingstop.
I love Denny.
church.
Starbucks,
coffee dates, ice cream dates, family functions,
Ridiculous.
movie night, Hulu, Netflix, etc. Somewhere that requires a long drive, bowling, nightclubs, hookah bar, a bar for just drinks, Waffle House, or sporting events.
Well, I love a Waffle House.
So
Sporting
then what's
events.
left?
That makes no sense.
I want
what's
to take you to an
left?
NBA game.
Take me, please.
What's left? I mean, you just
I don't know,
eliminated.
dive bar?
No,
There's
you're
a hole in the
supposed
wall
to. You
place?
have to go to the speakeasies or a fine dining restaurant your first date, I guess. I don't know. Honestly, I would do something like outside too, like she said, with like the park. I don't know, like a hike.
Oh, that was on there too, park.
Because I've gone I've gone on a lot of like.
I'm like, I'm on 75 hard. I gotta do outside workout. I'll meet me at the park.
Yeah, like.
Should even
I
like
don't know.
sitting in someone's car with snacks.
Yeah.
If someone was like, "Do you want this to be our first date?" and I'll bring like
best.
a cheese board.
One of my first
Especially if
dates
it's
was
like
like.
1
Board in
a.m.
the car.
Right.
I mean, I got Jack in the Box tacos on a first date one time, so. And it
pretty
was like
chill.
one of my best first dates. Like him and I are still like best friends. We actually became
The
really good friends.
conversation, too,
Versus,
like,
yeah. You have to
around
be able
that.
to conversate people like and be real and be natural, not just like this like putting on a show again or like, oh my god, he took me here. Like
with
it's
the
fucking
picture
stupid.
of the food
But
and
not showing the guy
just
like.
the
I
hand,
hate it.
the watch, and the
I hate it
Because I literally
I
don't
hate
know what the menu is. Like I ask my friends like, hey, I'm going here. What do I order?
Right.
Like, you know. So.
I mean, I love
I
the wine
saw
and
somebody
dine. Like,
made,
I love
made a
eating
meme
out.
that said, "I bet you if Cheesecake Factory had a grass wall and a neon sign, you bitches would go."
Right.
It's true.
Be like, wish you were here.
It's true. But I grew up in a small town,
Yeah.
so it's different. Like we go fishing, we go hiking,
And
we
the
go
restaurants
camping.
that you have are
Lit,
like
fishing.
the restaurants that you have are like local.
We go wine
Restaurants,
tasting.
you know.
You go to a brewery. You go like it's actual connections. Like
go hiking,
again, I was. I mean,
love
before
that.
my accident, like I have to be outside. Like it's just something that I'm used to.
I was literally just thinking that.
That's what saves me. It's
Yeah.
true. Like that's why since I moved to the city, it's just like people here are so disconnected. You need that deeper connection.
Yeah.
Like, and that's where you get the conversation going is over coffee, not when you guys are drunk. Unless you're just trying to hook up. It
There's so
depends
many
on what you're
apps.
looking for.
There's so many apps that connect us, but yet we're so disconnected.
Disconnected for
Oh,
sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's your views are interesting because it's like you had the small town upbringing, and then you're also had the polar opposite of Scottsdale.
Yeah, now I work in
nightlife type of
Scottsdale.
deal.
But I also went to 4 high schools in 3 different states. So I went to high school in California. It was a huge high school. I went to school.
California's like a whole other thing.
I
too.
went to high school in Colorado. It was a tiny, tiny, tiny high school. But I grew up by Denver, you know what I mean? I lived in Phoenix actually in high school for a little bit too. So I've lived the city life. I've lived in Tucson. I've lived in...
So you've seen it all.
I've seen it
and
all.
which is why like it's hard for you to generalize and all that other stuff. Because
get
I mean,
that.
me
I get that.
personally, if I had my choice, rural fucking Texas with some land or Colorado,
Yeah,
Utah,
Colorado's
anywhere,
beautiful. Yeah, yeah.
somewhere with a gang of land, small town. We all know each other.
Yeah, it's
and
better that way.
Me and a harem of bitches and a gang of land and. A bunch of children running around barefoot. That's like the dream life for me.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Definitely.
Where would you take?
I agree with a lot of what Jess said as far as like spoken word or
Pisces power.
like museums. I really like museums.
Emotional damage.
That was the wrong one.
Better be.
I meant to do this
I was
one.
like, damn.
Even better.
Even better. Even better.
Museums. That'd be cool.
Love museums. It's quiet places.
I like museums.
Museums?
Yes.
Stop the cap.
Who's going to a fucking museum?
I like museums.
I love
but-
museums.
You think any man is thinking to take a woman to a damn museum? What do you think?
Okay, but in this question you said I'm a man,
I guess.
right? So
You ain't get no pussy.
I'm not. Yeah. So yeah, and I got no holes. Apparently, I lost them in a fucking
No, you're
hang glide
a man now.
accident.
You don't need holes, and you're
yeah.
taking a woman to a museum.
But my jump
It's
shot
just-
though. But my fucking jump shot. Okay. Museums, coffee, love coffee dates, places that are quiet where you can talk. Not as much as I love music, I wouldn't do like a concert on a first date because I would need there would need to be like some intellect there.
Unless
What
you're just trying
about-
to smash.
That's why movies never make sense to me.
Yeah, because you women talk.
I just don't really. I don't have.
Movies
the
make
attention
sense because you guys get to touch each other.
Yeah, it's only
Yeah.
if you're trying to like
I don't like
smash
Not
sharing
necessarily
my
smash. It's
popcorn.
just more or less
or
like,
intimacy. Yeah, yeah,
In
yeah.
high school, like, yeah, it was like, oh my god, he touched my hand or something.
Yeah.
But like, if I'm trying to like then like the movie's over, and I'm like, all right, cool. See you
We
later.
didn't talk. We were watching Flat Earth videos. Didn't say a damn word.
No, we were talking.
Not really. But what about karaoke, Mrs. Music?
I could do karaoke.
Oh, hell
yeah,
no.
because I love
gotta be
music,
drunk.
and so
Right.
I need to see
not
your
singing.
like somebody's music taste would be very attractive to me as far as like
Yeah.
you know I
Oh, yeah.
like a lot of music, and so karaoke for sure. But something that requires like talking. So I personally wouldn't do movies, wouldn't do concerts like on a first. I wouldn't do big groups on like a first. You know, people go like in groups. I wouldn't do that. I'd like just chilling. So, you know.
Remember when we went to a what is that called? Like you have to solve the shit. Panic
Escape
room?
room?
Oh yeah, escape room.
Oh yeah, see
fuck
those
that.
are fun.
Could you imagine doing it on the first date and
Nah.
he's like tripping and you're
Well,
like,
No,
You
that
would
would
find out-
actually show me
you
if
would
I can
find out-
submit to you though. If you got us out of this room, like I'm
No,
like, all right, cool.
But think about it. That's where you find out if someone has like triggers too. They got some anger management issues, like for real.
Even that, like, because you could
it's true.
find out a lot.
You
in
can
an escape room.
find out a
Especially
lot.
because like there may be small places you have to crawl through.
Yeah.
And if a motherfucker's claustrophobic or something like
Yeah.
that.
As
Or
fuck.
I mean, it's a risk for that man because if he is panicking or can't solve it and all that
Or
other
he's
shit,
an
like, I'm
angry
not
ass
safe with this fucker.
Yeah.
Like,
I
turn
love
all the way off.
I love a calm, logical man. Like,
Yeah.
and I'd be like, all right, cool. So yes, I would probably do that. I think that's it. I think that's what I have. Yeah.
So do I answer this in the reverse? Where would I want to go on
So
the first date?
you're a woman, and where do you want to go on the first date?
Okay. Am I a bad bitch?
You're a bad bitch for sure.
All right.
Scorpio, you're a
Of course
fucking
I
bad
am.
bitch. Yeah.
If I'm a female version
Leo
of me.
moon?
Right?
I'm a
Scorpio,
female version
like,
of me.
roll up. You guys
Oh,
can't
God,
see. There's a
that
red
makes
carpet
sense.
right here. You guys can't see it, but it's
Leo.
right
Thick
there.
as fuck.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thick
yeah.
with 3 C's.
My son's a Leo.
You're
I have a Leo rising.
Yeah.
well, no, you're spending money on me. For sure.
We going to
Are
cheesecake.
you putting out?
Probably.
Yeah, you're a Scorpio. You probably are.
If I'm gonna give you my time and
What
I'm
if this
bad,
is to date to like you want to get wifed up?
putting out ain't a problem if it's that's what he wants. So it's not.
So you want money spent on you?
Yeah.
Like you want to go to Toca Madera and take a fucking picture?
I don't know if I want to go to Toca Madera.
Would you go on like a date in a different city, like that type of energy?
Like get flued out.
Flued
Yeah.
out.
Oh, yeah.
Flued out.
Yes, I'm getting flued out.
That's
You're
so
talking about
ridiculous.
a female version of me.
Yeah, that's
Hell
what I'm
yes.
saying, like, fly him out or
I've
fly
got
her out.
I've got a K next to my followers.
ridiculous.
Everyone wants me. Yes, you're gonna have to spend some money on me. I mean,
I
Yeah.
think the female you would be wild. Like,
Yo, how many kids? You would have to have your shit like.
yeah.
no.
Too tight.
Schmortions
I wasn't gonna
out
be.
the
No, I'm not
ass.
gonna be a whore.
Concrete up the vagina for sure.
I'm not gonna be a whore, but I definitely am going to. I would work men. I would work men.
Yeah,
Men are-
you get
men
what
are
you want.
You
stupid
be a
as
man.
fuck.
You be a man eater.
Absolutely.
Yeah, men are dumb as fuck. So if you're gonna, I'm taking it all. You any money you want to send me, thanks, stupid. Like all of it.
I can imagine. You
Okay,
guys
so-
alone, that would be wild.
But what if you wanted love?
Yeah, we're talking about you being
What
a
is
woman
like
right
being
now.
a woman wanting
Eventually,
love?
you're gonna have to settle down and have kids and all
Like
that
you
shit.
want love right now.
You're talking about first date. That's what you want.
We're not talking about.
We're talking about
like,
intellect.
You're
intellect,
just out
intimacy.
here.
Intimacy.
You're supposed
out
to be
here
giving people
using
fucking
men.
advice, and you're telling them
Yeah.
to.
When you're
me
out
out.
here using men,
Fly me
no.
out.
No. Well, first of all, I was just trying to be funny, but everyone got offended.
This is a very serious podcast.
No, if,
First of all, it's very serious.
No, I mean all of those things on that list are completely acceptable.
Yeah.
If I was a woman, I would want him to take me to do something he likes to do because
You want to know his interests?
You want to learn.
I want to know what he likes to do so I can know something about. If I wanted to be with somebody, I want to know what they like to do so I can know if we're slightly compatible and or if I can be taught anything.
And
That
those
makes
quiet
sense.
dates teach you that though, like going to have
It
coffee.
doesn't have to be quiet. I mean,
Those teach you
like for
that.
instance, let's say he was into guns and that didn't bother me or something like that. If you want to go to the shooting range, I'm fucking down.
That's
Oh,
always
cool
a good
first
date.
You know,
That'd be dope. Yeah.
A lot of people do up north too.
I didn't think
even
of that.
even
That'd
if
be
he has like
Or like those obstacle courses.
Yeah, I mean,
For real. That shit's
Yeah,
fun.
like, you find out how competitive they really
Yeah.
are. They're all like,
That's just fun, you know?
right with those pad things.
you like
Oh,
dislocate her
Like
shoulder.
the paddle boats and stuff, kayaking.
Don't do that with me because I'm knocking you the fuck off this thing. Yeah, that's what I would want to do is if I'm going to give myself that or my time to somebody, I want to know what they like to do. But I'm not going to be, I don't know. I mean, I'm a man, so I don't know if I would be all like, I need a man to pick a time and place. Just text me and say, get ready at 8. I'll be there. You know, all that other shit that you see. Like, I don't know why the emotional or choices women make for what they want. But it would simply be something that he likes to do. I wouldn't necessarily want him to go above and beyond trying to impress me. You know what I mean? I'm already giving you my time, so you have sexual potential. You know what I mean? Like, because honestly, if a woman is, not all the time, but if she is going to go on a date with you, there's a high likelihood that sex is, at some point, as long as you don't fuck it up, an option.
Yeah.
It's the guys that do lead with the money and the expensive things like that, where women do take a free meal date.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
Zero interest in this man sexually, but I do want.
So many women use up men.
Yeah.
For
If you're gonna offer it,
Absolutely.
I'm gonna take it.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what
yeah, yeah.
And that would be you as a girl.
Yeah,
I have a lot of friends that hustle like that.
Us dating women and you were to date her separately or all together, what would be your...
Where would I take it?
Yeah.
Well, I don't go on dates outside of, unless we're all going together.
Yeah, so if we're going together, what's like your ideal date?
Karaoke, off top.
Yeah?
Easy. Karaoke. I want to be the star of the show.
Oh, hell yeah. I can see that.
Karaoke or what else would I like to do?
Have you done karaoke with a live band? Like how they have them in downtown Phoenix?
That sounds cool.
They have live band karaoke. It's
That
really
sounds cool.
awesome.
That would be
No,
fun.
it's really
I'd be
awesome.
like, give me that triangle.
Yeah, I walked into one of the bars on accident and they had a band that was really fucking good. Yeah, it was in downtown. I
That
forget
sounds
the
so
name of
cool.
it. But
That would be a cool first date. That'd be dope.
Yeah, karaoke or shit. What do I like to do?
You like to golf.
Golf. Boom.
golf is always a fun time.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll drive the golf cart. I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
doing.
yeah. Whether you know how to do it or not, like that would be
Yeah.
a fun time to. I get to do something I want to do, especially since I'm paying for it.
And just like the company of having.
Yeah.
I feel like you would do Top Golf too, just so that it's like.
Yeah, Top Golf, but actual golfing would be more fun.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that's fucking
No.
4 hours of
For
being
sure.
with somebody.
Actual golf is fun.
And you can talk and all
Yes,
those
you
things.
can talk. You get to
Yeah.
drive the golf cart. I'll put you two in the car. I'll drive myself, and you can get to know her and all that other junk. And
That sounds cool for you guys. I
Yeah.
actually love that.
Yeah.
but that's when we need you to watch these.
Well, let me know. Let me know. Set it up.
I'm actually pretty good at golf.
Let me know.
Me too.
Yeah.
I used to go golfing all the time growing up.
I will 100% babysit any time for that to conspire. So let's make it happen.
Because
Of course.
we need bitches in here. All right. One last time around, something you liked or learned from today's show.
To be clear, the air mattress person I didn't date. And once I saw his place, it wasn't.
Was the pump manual?
I don't know. It was just like I saw his room. Right? No, I saw his room.
was it at least an electrical mattress?
I don't even know why I went inside, but it was like a, hey mom, and I was like, what? And then he had like the master bedroom. I'm like, you got your mom in like the regular bedroom?
Oh my gosh.
But
That would be it for me.
I don't
Like,
know
no.
what. I can't remember. Like,
I never
why.
got to talk about. Go finish, but.
But
You said I don't like this
to
answer.
be clear, we didn't date or anything. I just saw the setup and I was like, oh, this is why we're working at One Stop for like part time. And it was like the TV dinner tray is like the table for the TV type thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get it how you live. I've been broke. But I just wanted to make it clear for the podcast. I didn't date anybody like that. Something I learned
Or liked.
or liked. I liked the conversations.
Yeah.
I liked how open. I like that the people that we've had on the podcast are a little bit more like receptive and not like combative to like defend feminism and like
They're bullshit. Yeah.
like I want to make $70 million and I want to have every say. Like, yeah, 'cause that would be pretty crazy.
I like that shit because it's fun to shut him down.
I was
you
gonna
like to
say
argue.
you love it. Yeah.
Yeah, you like to argue, but
It's like damn, she was
And
boring.
I'm like, just quiet. I'm like,
No, you guys were funny, so it wasn't boring. But
of course you
I
are.
like
point out that I had been air mattress guy and take your car guy. Like I was the broke guy that these bitches were dating for sure.
you were tall, dark, and handsome and had a big dick.
It
so.
didn't
It's like,
fucking
what a
matter.
beautiful chocolate.
yeah, well, I
Right.
didn't- mine wasn't tall, dark, and handsome.
It didn't matter. I was going from whichever woman would let me sleep in her room. Like
I have friends that have
Really?
done that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
man,
couch surf.
From
They
from
pick up
19
a new girl to pay.
to 22, I was homeless. So like it was whatever girls were I was talking to at the time.
Well,
that
I'm
was
proud
where
of
I
you, my
lived.
friend.
And then
I'm proud of you.
I was definitely the one dropping her off at work, taking her car, just running around looking for a job.
I know so many friends. So many of my
Fucking
friends.
other You're
like,
yeah,
now we can
so
laugh.
many of my
Yeah.
friends have been in those shoes. It's
Been-
crazy. Like I feel like everybody runs that.
Been that guy.
Terrible.
Yeah.
But that's what I talk about when I sit there and say that value and
Mm-hmm.
what women say they want. Like I had breedable qualities. You know what I mean?
Naturally,
And
yeah.
and I'm charismatic and charming and all those other things. So no matter what, huh?
I said manipulative.
Well, no, I mean it's not difficult to see potential.
Yeah.
In me, like
Yeah,
he
yeah, yeah.
can do something because he's good. He swindled me out of my draw, so he's got to swindle somebody out of a job.
Yeah.
And women love potential. They shouldn't be looking for the potential.
We like art projects.
They should really like
Fuck.
take a man for who he is at that moment versus looking for the potential. But
Yeah.
women are so guilty of looking
Yeah.
for that
I
potential.
remember one time my
and
mom-
they hold on to like any
Everything.
little thing. They're
Yeah.
See,
like,
I
that's
heard,
that.
I heard something real profound today. I sent it to you, but it's the man has to change the woman to be who he needs in the relationship for it to last. When the woman changes the man to be who she wants in the relationship, he ends up being somebody that she can't respect.
Yep, and
You see what I'm saying?
and he
So-
also have resentment, and he'll like hate his life. He won't even be
But
content or
you
happy.
won't like him either
Or
because he's
he's
going to
like-
be a
That's not even his victory. That's yours.
Or you
Literally,
basically
yeah.
coach that.
raised him like
Yeah.
a son.
Yeah,
Like, you're like,
it's
look
not
at my
okay.
proud possession.
Yeah, it's not okay.
One time
yeah.
my mom was like, "Is his potential in the room, Katie?" And I was like,
That's a good one.
"Yeah, emotional damage,
Yeah, that's a good one.
girl." I was like, "You right, you
All
right."
right,
Mom."
now what did you learn or like today?
I like the conversation too. Yeah, I don't know. That's probably like the main thing.
Did you have fun?
Yeah, absolutely.
Would you come back?
Yeah, if you guys want me to come back, I'll come back.
Hey, no, honestly, it's tough to get people. I mean, I had 3 people canceled today. 6, not 6. I'm sorry, 4 people canceled today. So like there was supposed to be more people here today.
Yeah, it was a good combo. I liked it.
Yeah, I feel like it was a lot of good subjects and different views for sure. So, yeah.
What about you?
I had so much fun. I probably will never go hang gliding. A little bit of PTSD there. I always just appreciate the
What about parasailing?
I've been parasailing.
because parasailing has that extra strap, so like I might be down for that, right?
She's ordering 2K right now.
Right? And, I'm learning. I'm like, babe, lower that hoop. Lower the hoop, please. I had a lot of fun. I always appreciate the conversation because you guys are my friends, like outside of this. So I've always appreciated the conversation that's been had even before cameras or anything like that. So your perspective is always really important, and it's always like cutthroat, and I really appreciate that. As far as learning, I feel like the conversation about the single mom and like the value thing, that was really interesting for me, and I didn't feel any type of way, but
Just a little eye-opening?
It did spark something, and that just kind of, that's for me to like internalize, and then just like, energetically sending love to that the homie that I was giving money to, because I'm like, I just hope you're well. I hope you're good, boo.
Yeah. And it's like, I mean, you can. I know single moms. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have really good friends that have found love.
I'm
and
a
found-
journal about it for sure.
and
though.
have
Yeah.
found like really good men
Yeah.
that have scooped them up and love their kids just the same way they should. You know,
Oh, hell yeah.
it happens and it's beautiful when it happens. But it's like it's a little more tricky
Right.
for us for sure. You know, and then also because you have to balance out the love and the guidance you need to invest in your kids
Yeah.
versus. And most single moms are working too, unless
Right.
you have like some luxury style where you can cushion,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But that really doesn't happen.
Yeah, they're
so-
definitely out there though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not like bitter about shit.
Oh, yeah.
I'm hella hopeful, and even what we talked about with like the co-parenting, like even just talking about it, because that has always been something that I've thought about. But even just talking about like there can't be no drama.
No,
you know,
it's so
I need to
important.
make sure you're not going to go back to your baby mama.
Girl,
things like that.
you don't want to end up with someone with colon cancer.
For real.
You know, like,
I'm literally going to light a candle for him on my altar because what the fuck? Like,
yeah,
why?
like I mean, and then ultimately he ended back up with his ex, and they had another baby, and now I don't know.
I just don't
so-
understand. You're like, why? Hey, I'm back with my baby mama. Like, why do you have to bring up
Colon
cancer?
cancer?
Colon cancer is terrible.
He just didn't
Like,
want to like
Is he an air
hurt
sign?
me, huh?
I said, is he an
For
air
real?
sign?
Uh-huh.
I
An
think
Aquarius?
no. He was a Leo.
Oh, damn.
Really?
Yeah, he was a Leo. Yeah.
Interesting.
But again, it's just a broken generation of communication
Yeah.
and values and
It's
and
just
people,
really made me think a lot.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the stuff I haven't said out loud, and like just even the relationship that I have with my son's dad is rare, right? Because there is no drama, there is no
Yeah.
catch. Like
Yeah.
That's how it
you've
is with
seen
my
how I
ex,
am with
too.
my baby dad. Like we're literally
We're like
friends.
homies.
There's no like
that's how I am with my ex
it's
too.
almost 14 years we've been
Yeah.
we've been co-parenting and
Oh,
so
wow.
it does
Okay.
look weird. My son's
Yeah.
14
Yeah.
and so like there is that standard for whoever I date to I'm just not going to deal with your baby mama being drama because like I came in with no drama, so I'm not going to add that.
Exactly.
So
they have to be a
that
bonus,
was-
not a burden.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
so that was really eye-opening
Yeah.
for me.
Boom.
Lit. Well, thank you guys for coming, and
Thanks guys.
we will be back next week. Hopefully with more guests. You motherfuckers stop canceling,
real.
bro. Just come on here. It's fun.
Bitches be flaky.
You're not going to embarrass yourself. Again, you're not that important. Don't nobody give a fuck.
No one cares.
Just have
If you do,
some
it's not that big of a deal.
have some
It's not
fun.
that serious.
Learn some shit. See different perspectives. Talk your shit. It's all welcome. Hopefully, my kid will be asleep.
Jesus
And-
fucking Christ.
Yeah, we are out of here.